Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Slaughterhouse. With me today are my very special guests coming down the aisle. It's Adam from Go Figure, Jay from the Jay Bartlett Show, Phil from Treasures for Trigger, and Corey from Corbra Lang channel. How you going, guys?
Awesome. Glad to be here.
Very good.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I was saying backstage, I don't know much about this line, so I'm looking forward to checking out all these awesome figures.
Nice. We got a few comments already. Peppermint Oil Capsule's been up all night. I have the power, you maggots. I hope you've done your dishes, mate. I hope your chores are done. We have a hello from Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Hello and welcome to the Slaughterhouse. We've got an attention maggots from Toykennections. And Facebook user, hey Zazel. Hey, buddy. You just have to, I can't see your name unless you give StreamYard and Facebook permission. So hit the link for the permissions to grant for your name to be used. And keep on collecting. Hi, everyone. Matt here. Hello, Matt. Good morning.
Hey, Matt.
All right. So today we are going to be going through the entire set, the full set collection of the Masters of the WWE Universe. And you guys are my go-to for Motu, my wrestling enthusiasts. And if not, that's fine. We'll just make it up as we go along.
Perfect.
Corbra's got a fan. It is great to see Corbra again. He's almost incognito with his hat.
I know. We can turn around backwards here.
He's the MCU in hiding costume.
Oh, it is Corey. I didn't recognize you. Half the dishes. All right, it's a day off. Good on you, buddy. All righty. So, first of all, let's kick off and little round table. Introduce yourselves. Let us know where we can find you. A lot of people like to leave this to the last bit, but just in case, let's start with it. We'll start with you, Adam, and we'll go around.
Yeah, so I'm Adam at Go Figure. We're on YouTube and Instagram, as most people are. And the gist of my show is that we take kind of broken and abused toys and get them ready for the shelf again. And sometimes they're restored to what they looked like before. Sometimes they're kind of modified, but they all get pretty, and we have a lot of fun.
My name is Jay Bartlett. I am in a TV show called Action Figure Adventure, season 2 coming this December. You guys can watch it on Amazon Prime. I also have a YouTube channel, Jay Bartlett, where I love to bitch about Obi-Wan Kenobi and review toys.
It's a very specific channel.
You go, Corey.
Oh, okay. Just the Corbra Lang channel. It's mostly G.I. Joe and Masters of the Universe, Masters of the WWE. I do stop motion like wrestling matches. I do some reviews and history of different toys from my collection. And I add a little bit of stop motion to it for excitement, I guess.
Yeah, Corey did the stop motion that we opened with for this. So thanks for that, Corey. It's a great little clip. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
And Phil?
Yeah, I'm Phil, aka Kiwi in Japan, Treasures for Trigger. So yeah, I'm living in Japan, and I've just started my collecting journey relatively recently, a couple of years ago. So my YouTube channel is about me, discovering this hobby, and also a few videos of my adventures around Japan as well. So yeah, it's not too serious. It's a lot of fun. So by all means, check it out. And I'm on Instagram as well.
All good stuff. I'm a fan of all your channels, so I'm really, really stoked to have everyone here today. You don't often, when you're watching your channels, you don't often think you're going to be sitting down and having a conversation about, things that you're passionate about, whether or not you're passionate in a good or bad way. So I do appreciate everyone being here. It was Crash.
Oh, hi, Crash.
Hello, Crash. Good to see you. Jay, just saw you on TV just recently, so there you go.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Right on.
Sweet.
You're going to get some Accas, Phil, from Keep On Collecting. And apparently, according to Toykennections, he's shaven since we last saw him. I'm guessing that's Corey, but I did shave this morning too, but my beard is just It's insane. I'm like Homer Simpson. It just instantly comes back. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through every single wave, but we'll go through wave 1 and continue on. There'll be a couple of bonus rounds that I'll throw in there, and then everyone can also have an opportunity to pitch their own ideas or tell us where you think it went right or wrong. But essentially, we'll be going A, B, or C, or further down, depending on how bad it is. And we will be judging it on whether or not it will fit with Masters of the Universe as its own in its own right. We will also be judging if it's borrowing a gimmick from another character, whether or not that gimmick works for that character, and just its overall look and its overall execution, whether or not, you know. And then we can pick, I guess, within each wave, which was the best of the wave. And then, spoiler alert, Sarge wins it all. Yeah, thanks, Ryan. All right, so let's start with wave 1, Masters of the WWE Universe. Leading off in no particular order, Triple H. So this, what are we thinking? This is basically, I can't pinpoint this as a specific character. I think it's just Triple H. It's motuified, right?
Yeah, I think it's a bunch of different eras of Triple H shoved together, because that's like his SummerSlam ladder match with The Rock outfit.
Right.
Combined with like his Mania 28 like Viking gear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that if you took away the Triple H symbols off of his knee pads and waist there, I think he would just naturally this could be, without needing to be involved in the WWE, this could be a Motu villain, right? Like this could just be some kind of warlord in the desert.
Right. Yeah.
I think it translates very, very well. I don't know how well it represents a specific era of Triple H, but I know that like he looks like a barbarian villain.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Road Pig. We were talking about Road Pig on my channel last night, and he has the exact same weapon, just a big old cinder block on his stick. I mean, you want to damage someone, that's the way to do it. And Triple H is my absolute favorite wrestler, so this figure is pretty sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, I like this one personally. I like the ones that kind of translate like directly to one of the Masters of the Universe characters. So this one kind of looks more like a villain, but with the chest plate kind of reminds me of He-Man.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of confusing that way, but all around just looks like a great figure. I like the weapons, the armor, the cape.
Yeah, I think he's a great looking figure as well. With the colors, he kind of has a Skeletor look to him. So I know in Wave 1 they've also got like the Warrior, who I guess is supposed to be Hulk, like a Hulk Hogan figure. So, like a He-Man figure. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Triple H, but yeah, his figure looks fantastic.
Well, I think Triple H in when he walks in, he sort of does have that He-Man style logo on him, like an homage to He-Man logo on him from time to time, like when he is in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly, I noticed that when I was rewatching the boot camp match with Sergeant Slaughter. But I wonder if they missed an opportunity by not making the helmet green and making it a wrestling figure based on that fan-created Castle Grayskull Man, or whatever it's called, Grayskull Man.
Well, I think that they could have made the mask, because this looks like if you said this wasn't a Motu homage, it was just like kind of like the same form factor, but not involved in the universe. This could be, because Triple H just dressed like this when he comes down to the ring. Like, it's not like his entrances for Mania's got so elaborate that this is just almost like a direct lift. But I think into a Skeletor mask, because we had a couple of He-Man homages. We never really had much of a Skeletor homage I can remember. I think this could have been a great way to do that.
That's the first thing I thought of was Skeletor right when I saw this. I mean, the hammer's almost like a staff. He's got the skull mask, and he has the similar faker Skeletor kind of vest. But the He-Man symbol is also pretty close to Triple H's, right? Like that is Triple H's symbol. Yeah. So I think it's pretty close to Skeletor. I think that's what they're going for here.
Sure. Yeah. So what are we going to rank it then? I mean, I think it would blend right into the Masters of the Universe line just as a character on his own right, without necessarily being connected to any other one. But as a figure as a whole, I'm going to give it a B. I'm going to give it a B because I feel like some of the colors could have been tweaked on it. But other than that, it doesn't seem like it's a. Yeah, it's not really grabbing it for. Maybe it's because I'm not a huge Triple H fan, but I'll give it a B.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle. I think it's like a 10 out of 10 for does it fit with Motu, but as far as like gimmicky kind of borrowing, it's just a Triple H figure. Like it need to be that. So I would say that I'm going to give it like a B minus out of there. I don't know if you're doing pluses or minuses, but I'm going to give it a B minus because it's somewhere right in the middle of the road there.
Well, you're both wrong, so I hate to say that. I'm kidding. This guy is 100% A. It's my favorite guy, the first figure. I can't help but to let nostalgia. I have super nostalgia for Triple H, especially during the McMahon Helmsley era, which was the last time I actually watched wrestling, and when those two kind of wreaked havoc. I like the color scheme. I'm assuming the mask comes off. It looks like I can see his beard under there. With the cape's cool too. Yeah, I'm gonna give him an A for sure.
Geez, I'm somewhere between a B and a C. I think maybe I'll give him a C. I'm not really a big Triple H fan. I do think it looks like a nice figure, but like I said, I like the ones that kind of directly translate, to one of the Motu figures. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the C.
Yeah, and I'll finish off. I think the figure looks fantastic, but yeah, in terms of who is it supposed to be in the Motu line? Is it Skeletor? Is it got elements of He-Man? So my simple brain is a bit confused by it all. So I'm gonna go with a B. I think for Triple H here. Figure looks great.
All right. So, I mean, I think Adam said it best when he said that it was basically a Triple H figure that's just dropped into the line. If they made this as a ring entrance, tweaked it a little, you could see that he probably did walk out with something similar to this. And it says Peppermint Oil Capsule says looks like Rain Man's belt buckle on the hammer. Yeah, I can see that. Mm-hmm. And we're getting a B minus from Keep On Collecting. If anyone wants to drop in the chat what they would rank it as, I'll throw it up on the screen. But in the meantime, we'll move on to who's this? Finn Balor, is that his name?
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
Yep.
I'm not really familiar with. He's looking a bit like Venom with his tendrils and the giant teeth.
A weird one.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got a C. For the previous one, Triple H. Yeah, like I'm not too familiar with the character himself. I think that maybe it's supposed to be also a mix of Beastman, but the execution here is a little bit too confusing for me. I can see it. I can see that it's a wrestler wearing a gimmicky outfit. I don't see it as a Masters of the Universe type character. Looks more like a superhero or a supervillain. But
who said it looks like Venom? I totally agree. It looks. I mean, he has black face paint, but are the teeth painted as well, or is that a mask he's wearing?
The teeth are painted. So okay. I would say even more so than Triple H. This isn't a Motu figure. This is just a Finn Balor figure. Like it's just
right.
That's what it is. So Finn Balor is like maybe my favorite wrestler in the modern era. I think he's great. And he does like a two persona thing. So he comes to the ring as Finn Balor, or he comes to the ring as the Demon for like special events, and he paints his face just looks just like that, and he wears all this gimmickry to the point where I don't see any Motu gimmick in there. I just see like a chunky Finn Balor figure.
Right.
But I don't think they did it well either. So like the cut lines for his knee pads, where it's just painted black with like a straight line, or where his arm paint,
right.
They didn't it's just one piece of plastic is one, and they plug it into the shoulder joint, and that's a flesh colored piece. Those seem like lazy moves to me a little bit, where they can get away with it. I don't know. I would say his ring entrance gear is more elaborate than this. So it's
a step back.
Yes, it's a step backwards from what you would see watching television. So where they could have gone huge, right? Like I think if they would have done Finn Balor as Hordak, and they would have had like headdress around him, and they would have really stepped into the Horde thing, that would have been great. But they didn't. They just kind of made a Finn Balor figure that's a little bit lackluster.
Are all these figures the crossover? Are they all supposed to have elements of Masters characters?
Well, a lot of them do. I think we can maybe
who this is.
I think maybe we can give this guy some allowance, being that he's wave one. They might not have found their stride yet, but whether or not, because it says here, are these supposed to be whips or tendrils in the hands? If they were whips, I'd say, well, yeah, he's trying to be Beastman with that weird collar, maybe. But they look more like, it just looks like Venom with some tendrils coming out. Which
when he comes to the ring, he just has ribbons hanging from his hands. Like that's
is that what it is? Okay.
He just has like ribbons that hang down. So it's a direct pull.
Yeah. I can't take him seriously if he's coming out with ribbons, unless he's circling them around and make himself a little bit fancy.
I will say it though, man. He pulls it off. You got to watch it. Like he commits.
All right, I'll check it out.
And when someone commits to it, you buy it.
The artwork shows those little ribbons like they're like ropes catching onto the enemy, so you can kind of grab onto them. But yeah, there's still ribbons. But yeah, I think I agree with Adam. This is more like just like a Finn Balor figure kind of thing. They hadn't really crossed it over with any Motu. It seemed like the first wave was more like that, or like Zazel's saying, it took them a bit to catch their stride. But I think it's like a really menacing looking figure. If I wasn't like a Finn Balor fan, I'd still like this character. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it. You, Phil?
Yeah, I think again, like the previous figure, he looks fantastic. But again, when I'm looking at these figures, I'm trying to figure out, who is it supposed to be from the Motu range. And yeah, I guess with the tassels on his hand, it's a little bit like Beastman, but I can't see any Beastman colors there. So
right.
Yeah, I'm still confused with this figure as well. So it would look great on my display shelf, but a confusing character, I think.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like, I don't hate the figure. Like, he looks cool. Nothing Motu about. No, I get it. If I was we've got a new member. Welcome, Classified, new YouTube member.
Nice.
Thank you for joining the members. So, yeah, I mean, I don't hate this character. As a superhero or a supervillain, I can see it. It's like, yep, that's great. As a grand entrance outfit for a main event, I can see it working in that regard. I just don't see it for Motu, so I'm going to give it a C. It's not a bad figure though, but just for the total execution of it, it's a C from me.
Yeah, I think if they would take this figure exactly as is and package it in the current WWE Superstars Motu figure, it would work well. But that's not what this line is. This is supposed to be a fantasy line, so I'm going to give it a C as well.
Yeah, I don't know this wrestler at all. Actually, he doesn't. To me, his face doesn't look. He doesn't look too scary. They could have done something more with his hair. I like how the tendrils make sense now. I was trying to figure out where that came from, but if that's part of his wrestling costume, that's cool. C as well. He's okay. He's all right.
Right. It's not a failure.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the C as well, I guess. Yeah, for the same reason, I guess. There's no real crossover there, and I wasn't a Finn Balor fan. I'm not too familiar with him, so yeah, go with the C.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm too old to know who Finn Balor is, so and yeah, I can't figure out which Motu character he's supposed to be. So figure looks great. That's the saving grace. So yeah, I'm going to give it a C as well.
I think is that C's across the board?
Across the board.
Right. So look, if anything though, it has inspired me to go and check him out. I'll especially if he comes out looking something like this, that would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But moving on,
Oh,
Sting.
Dang.
So first of all, this is an exceptional Sting figure. I'll give it that. Like the claw comes off his hand, and then you've pretty much got a very good representation of Sting. He does have the claw and then the claw weapon. I'm trying to figure out. So the claw would be from Clawful, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's the weapon that he's holding? Would that be
That's
any?
his tail.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Well, of course it is. Yeah. All right, so I just like Sting is it's an exceptionally well done Sting, but it's a very loose gimmick. I get more of the connection here, and if you're going to use anyone, you would use Clawful, but it's very loosely associated with. What do you think, Adam?
So I think this Sting figure looks dynamite. Like that Sting face is the quintessential Sting face. I think they used the wrong gimmick. I think this should have been a whiplasher. I think that he should have had his trench coat come on, and then the trench coat go down into the whiplasher tail, and that would have been the Scorpion.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a bit better. And then as far as his chest, he could have had that like more armored chest with the Scorpion logo on it. So it wasn't just like a Sting figure with a claw glove on. I think that would have been a little bit better, but Clawful is a natural choice if you want to go the pincher route. So I'll give it. Yeah, I think this Sting figure looks great, and I think that the gimmick it's not 100% for me, but it was a good shot.
Yeah, I echo exactly what you guys are saying. The figure is fantastic. It looks just like him. If you were to see this loose in a toy store without accessories, would you know it's from Masters of the WWE? Probably not. So that's my one issue. Yeah, this has no ties to Masters aside from the accessories he comes with. And again, if you lose those, it doesn't really look like a Masters figure to me. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Should have been Surface Sting.
I'm kind of with you guys. It's a good Sting figure. It doesn't really, for me, match too well. It's just like a Sting figure with a couple accessories. Maybe if they had something with a chest plate or something in red to kind of tie it all together.
Right. Yes.
Something, a mask, a removable mask or something that, that went with it. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of the same idea with you guys. It's at least it's a step in the right direction. It's a matchup or a mashup, but yeah. Phil, sorry.
Yeah, I love this guy. I think this is my favorite out of Wave 1, definitely. So yeah, I just can obviously instantly see Clawful, and I'm very familiar with Sting as well. And yeah, the colors, it just pops so much. He looks amazing. So yeah, I'm really digging this figure. So finally, something that I can recognize.
Right. So look, I give it.
Sorry, it is a bit weird. I think someone in the comments mentioned that Clawful is an evil guy and Sting was a good dude. So that's a little bit bizarre. So yeah, maybe a different character may have been a better choice, but still looks good.
Well, I don't think it really matters too much whether or not they're borrowing the gimmick from a hero or a villain, so long as it incorporates well into the character. So I'm not too phased in that regard, but I would say that for a Sting figure, it's an A. It's an A for a Sting figure, but with the gimmick being just a couple of accessories that if lost, you wouldn't really have that association with it. I'm going to have to drop it down to a B+. Maybe a B.
Yeah, I would go again and just a Sting figure. I think we're all on the same page. It's dynamite. But I think that it would have been better if it was a Whiplash crossover or even like a Webster with the zip line. You could like extend down to the reach.
True.
That would be like really sick, right? So something like that. And they could have had like more fangs on his face and made his face look a little bit more Motu-y. I think.
Sure.
So yeah, I'll give this a B- on execution.
Yep.
At one point, I believe Sting wore red face paint, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the Wolfpack.
Yeah, NWO style, right? Yeah. So I think if they had done that, I know it's WWE and all that, but I think, if you painted his face red, if you made the symbol on his chest red, kind of connected it a little bit better to Clawful, it would work, but I'm going to give it a B.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with the B-. I do want this figure still, but I would probably just take the accessories off and use them as a stick figure in my stop motion.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, B- for me.
All right, I'm going to check out the first A here, guys.
Right.
He's awesome. I definitely, if I saw him in the shop, I would grab him. Yeah, I love him. I think Adam's idea of a web store version sounds even better. That would be amazing as well. So yeah, I'm going to give this guy a solid A. Love him.
All right, guys in the chat, don't forget to throw in yours if you have a ranking for it. Also, hit that like button. It really super duper appreciates it for the algorithm. What's this one? Peppermint Oil Capsule says, Pixel Dan says Finn Balor's neck armor reminds him of Beast Man. Well, yeah, I can see that, and with the whips and stuff. Yeah, I see it. I just don't see enough of it. I think we've got one more character to go for wave one, and yeah, the Ultimate Warrior. So, I love this figure. I don't have this version of Ultimate Warrior in my collection, but there's something about the Ultimate Warrior that, in his own right, I think translates very well into Masters of the Universe, just as himself, right? If there was going to be a crossover back in the 80s when Masters of the Universe was at its height, if they were going to do a crossover like they did with Sergeant Slaughter and G.I. Joe, they could have easily just brought in my opinion, the Ultimate Warrior as is. Unless anyone wants to challenge me on that, I'm happy to hear some challenges if you disagree.
Not at all.
He was a Motu character, just he wrestled.
Right.
Yeah.
From parts unknown, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. I like this figure because this is his attire he wore when he was wrestling at this Toronto Sky Dome, and I remember as a kid the first time I was like, there's a wrestling thing happening in a place where I live. Like that was like, to have it in Canada was a big deal to me. I think that it's a flawless warrior figure. I think the Motu, like their effort to get him Motu-ified a little bit, I think they may have been a little lazy because he's such a character already.
Right.
The spear, I think, is from the mini comic when he was like before pre-Eternia He-Man.
Savage He-Man, right?
Savage He-Man or whatever. Yeah, that was called. And I think for as much tooling as Sting's claws got and Finn Balor's armor was all nuts, this is a really lame chest harness. Like there's no other colors in it. It doesn't look like a He-Man. Like if it would have just been a yellow version of the actual He-Man chest harness, that's all he needed. No. This looks like they took the chest harness off of a Remco figure and threw it on him.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't feel that they put. I think they were like, we're going to put Warrior in there, and he's our gimme. We don't need to do much for him because I don't see him. Like someone commented earlier, he's the He-Man of this wave. I don't see him as the He-Man of this wave. I see him. I think he was a great character that they made look like a generic army builder.
Yeah, the vest isn't. I'm not the vest. The cross belt, the harness. What is that? So that's not from any character in particular. It's just two straps.
No, I think it's meant to look like a version of a He-Man armor, but there's never been one like that. Like it's not from anybody.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all I see here is Ultimate Warrior, and again, that's not a bad thing. The one I have is the white Trunks Warrior. so it's
Right,
a bit
yeah, yeah.
different. This again, just like Sting, it's a great likeness of the wrestler. I think it does him justice. I agree that the spear is pretty lazy. The chest harness is also pretty lazy. I think that the Warrior looks so good on his own that Mattel probably didn't want to mess with it a lot until they got wackier down the waves, right? But this one, it's just like we want to make sure it's the Ultimate Warrior. So I like it, but I don't like the lack of effort on making him look like a Masters character.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I might be a little biased because I'm a Warrior fan, but I love this figure. I love the colors. I know the armor doesn't match any Motu, so it doesn't really translate. But the colors match. The yellow, the gear kind of is tied in with the bands on his arms, and like Jay was saying, it's nice colors from like the WrestleMania or whatever. Adam. But yeah, I love this figure. So I don't have him yet. I want to pick him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to have him as well. But yeah, Ultimate Warrior, one of the absolute superstars, of course, from the WWF, WWE. But yeah, again, I can't see much Motu coming out of him. He looks like a WWF wrestler holding a spear, basically. So yeah, I think I read somewhere that they were supposed to make him look a bit like the earlier versions of He-Man, but yeah, I'm struggling to see that as well. So again, a great looking figure, but in terms of the crossover, yeah, I'm struggling on that side of things.
Right. So I mean, for Sting, it was the same scenario here where it looks like the wrestler, like it's an A for the Ultimate Warrior as an action figure likeness, but as far as translating directly into Motu, I mean, I could have him on the Motu display and be fine with it, but the accessories are a little bit lackluster as far as inclusion into the Motu universe. So on that, right, I mean, I'm gonna give it a B plus because I just feel like he's such a great crossover character in his own right that I could imagine him coming straight into this universe, picking up a spear and just being a part of it,
I would love to see a conversation between Skeletor doing like his Skeletor stuff and
Yeah,
Warrior
yeah.
doing like a Warrior promo and just like Skeletor, no one knows either one is talking about. It'd be fantastic. But yeah, along those lines, great Warrior figure. I think the stark yellow of the chest harness was to be like his intercontinental yellow belt. I think that's what they were going for there. But I'm a B minus. Like he's just a Warrior figure. He's nothing more than that.
So one thing I think that would spruce this figure up, not to sound funny, but give the guy fur underwear, fur trunks.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
At least do that and give him the He-Man style belt, that every He-Man character has. Give him that. Give him the fur underwear. That looks a bit more. Again, broken record here, but all these figures look great. This one looks especially great, but I fail to see the tie-in with Masters, so it's I'm going to go low. I'm going to give it a C. I need some effort. Come on, Mattel.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with Jay. That would look nice to switch the trunks up a bit, but I was gonna go B minus because it doesn't translate into the Motu, but I'm gonna bump it back up to a B just because it's the Ultimate Warrior. He's one of the few that I think could get away with it.
Yep, I'm going to stick with Jay's scoring system, so it's a straight B for me. For me, Hulk Hogan is my He-Man, basically, with the blonde hair. Ultimate Warrior, He-Man, I don't quite see it, so it's a B from me.
Adam, did you give it a ranking? I can't.
Yeah,
I
said a B minus. I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think that if you were going to translate this to a character, they shouldn't have gone He-Man. They should have gone Beastman and had him be like all armored up and hairy and wild.
How great would he look with Beastman's harness? Like behind him?
Yeah.
That would look great. Yeah.
Back in the Dingo Warrior days.
So the good thing about these figures is they are compatible with He-Man figures. So you could pop off the torso and throw on those hairy trunks. Walmart exclusive in the US. Yeah, it was frustrating to collect this line, I'll tell you. All right, so
Canada.
we're done with wave one. Who are we going to give the best of the bunch to? Triple H, Finn, Sting, or the Ultimate Warrior?
For me, it's got to be Triple H. Now, and again, I think all these figures suffer from just being wrestling toys, shaped like He-Man figures. But at least Triple H's ring gear looks like a Motu figure. So I think that, it's got to go to Triple H.
Yeah, Triple H for me, absolutely, 100%. I agree. I think if we're the main score is based, if they could be a wrestling toy and a WWF character, then Triple H wins for wave one.
Such wins his wave. Jeez. Agreed.
I guess I'll have to go with the Warrior because I gave him the highest rating. He was the only one I gave a B. The rest it was B- and 2 C's. So yeah, I'll give him the Warrior because I don't know. He's naturally, like Zazel was saying, to me, he's naturally a Motu character on his own, I believe.
Yeah, and sorry, Sting for me for the best of wave one. A bit of a slow start, I think, wave one.
Yeah.
It's much better though.
It does pick up. Phil,
Yep.
Did these figures come to Japan?
No, mate, I don't think so. I've seen a few on reseller sites. They're really expensive. So no, I don't think they've hit the retail market over here. Wrestling's really big in Japan, but yeah, Motu not so much. So perhaps that's the reason. Well,
they're also Walmart exclusives, so that's frustrating. But for me, the consensus seems to be Warrior wins. I'm going to go Warrior as well, only because if they only made one character that was going to be part of it, I would have expected the Ultimate Warrior to be the one to do it. But we might change our mind as we go through the next lot of figures. So we'll go on to wave 2 now. Let's see if they've found their stride yet, or if they're still coming up against this hurdle. And we're starting with, oh God. Well, there's nobody here. It's a blank. It's blank. I don't see anything.
Who is this?
This is a faker version of John Cena.
Why does he have Spike Gore's weapon? They just gave him the nearest weapon that was on the table.
Right, yeah. So again, I'm happy for them to accessorize any way that they want, if they, whatever they think is best for the character, so long as it's like, you can even have more than one gimmick as far as I'm concerned, so long as it can fit in with the Motu world. This just looks like Iceman to me, like a really poor Iceman version of John Cena. If he was a mutant, we had John Cena sucks. Look, Faker cross Cena. It's not. I don't think it works for me at all, and it's not just because I'm not a huge John Cena fan. I just don't think that it translated too well. I mean, obviously they're trying to go with the whole clear, like you can't see me thing, but also have it as Faker. And yeah, I'm gonna move on to Adam on this one. I've got literally nothing more to say about this.
So I hate this figure so much. This was the first of these figures that I saw in on the shelf in the store, and I was like, what have they done?
Yeah.
I think that anybody wearing jorts in the Motu universe is maybe a misstep. I don't think that takes
sure.
Out of it. I think he looks like he's Iceman dressing up as Universal Soldier to a cosplay event, and I don't think that's a great idea either. They had such an opportunity here if they were going to do a Faker John Cena, to do an incredible 2-pack of John Cena and then Faker John Cena, and have like the He-Man and the Faker, but do him in his prototype outfit, and then have them made like the prototype robot. Like they could have like really banked on that.
Sure.
I understand that translucent figures, people love them. Faker wasn't translucent, and I get that. This is clearly a spreadsheet put together this figure and said this is the best this is like, you know, when a bot puts together a song, this is what it is. It's just a mess, a glorious mess, and it's not even so bad it's good. It's just so bad.
Yeah.
I think Mattel seems to be pushing the boundaries here. You can tell with the wrist cuffs. They're like, oh, well, he's mostly John Cena, but we'll put the He-Man wrist cuffs. Hopefully the wrestling fans won't lose their minds. So I can see they're
Right.
starting to go closer to He-Man. But at least color Spike Gore's club a different color. At least kind of make it match the figure. The chain also looks silly, and the sneakers with the socks.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal, man. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot too much to come together. Like if it was just Cena as a fake, or maybe that would be all right. But then, you know, I like translucent figures, but it's just a little much. And then, you know, that red mace or whatever that is doesn't go at all. I don't really like the rap theme or whatever. I got one here, but he's got those little brass knuckles. One says life, the other says word.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that rap thing, I guess. But yeah, it's just too much for one figure. They're just like Jay Sanders kind of reaching.
Yep.
Yeah, after the solid start from Wave 1, they've gone downhill big time. This is a terrible figure. Yeah, the Orange Club is supposed to be from which? Did someone say which?
Spike Ore, maybe?
Spike Ore.
Oh, okay. So yeah, again, it's just such a mess, and yeah, doesn't look good to me at all. So yeah, not digging this one.
Yeah, we've got an F, and I got to agree. We also got a B minus. B minus, then saying not good. That's still a pretty high score for this figure. I'm giving it an F. It's a fail.
Yeah.
Any chance it had was killed with those sneakers and socks. All right. You know what though? At least he's wearing socks. Sneakers without socks is just filthy. But everyone's sitting there right now looking at their sneakers, going, "Damn it, I'm not wearing socks."
Yeah, no, this is an F minus, and that's me being very, very kind.
F minus, yeah.
Is F the lowest? Is that the lowest on the totem pole there?
What comes after Z?
Yeah. If F is in fact the lowest, yeah, this is easy. I don't even have to go any further. F.
Yep.
All right, I'll be the one that gives it a little higher, I guess. I'll give it a C just because they attempted to make a mashup with Motu with the Faker. I do like translucent figures, but it is, like I said, too much for this one figure. So yeah, I'll go give it a C though. With some attempts.
Yeah, I think this is the first really bad figure. So yeah, this gets an effing F from me.
Nice, an F and F.
Not good. An F and F.
Corey, I like your enthusiasm though. Like now that you've mentioned it, you know, they do at least try to tie it in with an actual character named Faker, and I'm almost certain he's called Faker John Cena on the card. So you're not wrong there. But yeah, I can't give it anything higher than an F for me. But good on you for giving it a higher score. Moving on to, oh yeah, now this one. That's not a very good Macho Man. I don't do a very good Macho Man. My Macho Man is a cross between Tigger from Winnie the Pooh and Bill Cosby. It's just not great. But we've got Macho Man, and now we're seeing some actual fully translated Motu character crossovers, right? So for the most part, he's got double shins here from the Man-at-Arms as well as the club. The helmet, which is supposed to be like his bandana, is inspired by the helmet from Man-at-Arms, and then the chest is from the what do they call it, the battle armor. Battle armor. So yeah, you push out these panels. It doesn't flip, but you push out these panels, you can change it to whichever one you want. So I think at this point they've started to figure out, all right, how are we going to make this more Motu? We got an E for effort on the last one. Yep, fair enough. Man-at-Arms and Macho Man. So the Macho Man-at-Arms. I mean, it works. Macho Man-at-Arms.
Yeah, I think that this is the best figure so far of any of the waves.
Yeah,
I think that putting him as Man-at-Arms is perfect because he always played second string to Hogan. And,
right.
Right. But I think, like Zizzo, if I remember correctly, your favorite character of all time was Man at Arms growing up.
Right, correct. Yes.
He was your go. And so like Macho Man was like my guy because he wasn't the top guy, but you always thought like he should be there. Like he was the champion, but he was still an underdog, right? It was crazy. So to see him at the Man at Arms table, that's great. The one thing that is a bit confusing to me is I would have given him Man at Arms armor. I would have just had a Macho Man shirt with the regular Man at Arms armor, and Man at Arms. I think I get the sunglasses works in that gimmick, and it fits in the shape, so it's not a huge thing. I just would have stuck with one character as opposed to double dipping.
Sure.
But no, he looks great, and the thing I love about this figure is you can play both worlds. You can put him in your Motu display and it works, or you can strip him down and have him in a wrestling display and that also works. I think this is really a best of both worlds figures here. I think this one does it well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you're really starting to put in the effort here. It's not just slapping on a club or a sword for their accessory, and that's a He-Man guy. This is clearly Man at Arms, 100%. I didn't know that the chest flip too, so you could change the symbol. That's really cool. Again, I'd like to see. I'm obsessed with the fur underwear. I think it would just tie it all in a lot better. So if you're not gonna have the fur underwear, then have the bracers, the metal bracers. I think.
Right. Yeah.
Make it that much more perfect. But I think this figure's great.
I really like this figure. It kind of really pops for me. I think it's like Adam said, it's the best one so far. This is for me an iconic version of Macho Man. So I like how they kept the trunks with the 3 stars there. The Man at Arms is perfect translation there, and I don't know where the purple comes from. It kind of works with those funky colors from then. I'm not sure if that was intentional or what, but I don't know if that matches or not for me, but yeah, good figure all around.
Yeah, I love this guy as well. So yeah, your golden era Macho Man Randy Savage, and I guess your golden era Motu character too, Man at Arms. So just a classic mesh, I guess. And it's cool how, I'm sure if you take off his top and his armory and stuff, he would look amazing as a wrestling figure as well. So yeah, they've done a great job with this figure, and definitely would be on the top of my list of figures to buy for sure.
Yeah. So Ryan comes in and says the purple came from his T-shirt he wore at this time. So it had this same logo that he's got on there now, but the glasses were intact. And this is in the third. So you push out these panels, and you just put in whichever panel you want. So you've got it mid cracked at the moment. But you do have a solid version, this mid crack, and then fully just decimated version of the glasses there. Classified gives it a B+, even though she gave a B- to Faker. I'm not understanding where your classifications are coming in, but
I think that person is just spinning a wheel. Classified is spinning a wheel, being like B+.
Yeah. So I think this one's good because if you did strip it down, you do have a wrestling figure, except the bandana would remain the helmet. But all put together, I could see that Macho Man, if he was dropped in a Eternia, or WWE Eternia as they call it, I could see him grabbing this stuff and throwing it on and going, I'm ready. Let's do battle. So for me, I'm going to give him an A. I think this is the first time that they've gone, yep, we need to make him both iconic as a wrestler, but also fit in the Masters of the Universe. And I think this is a solid effort, the first real solid effort that we've gotten. So A.
Yeah, A+. Highest marks. I also think that they could have easily gone Macho King Randor and done like a Royal
yes.
Family.
Oh, there's an idea too. Oh, that's a misstep. Yeah.
Would have been fantastic, but in no way would I want that over this one. This to me is the pitch figure. When you walk in and say, I have an idea for a figure line, this is what it is. This sells it line.
Yeah.
So A+.
Yeah, this is an A for sure. This is this beats Triple H for me. So far, this is the best in the whole series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with an A as well. Just an amazing figure, and the purple makes sense. So there's nothing I can say bad about this. So yeah, A.
Yeah, I think this guy should have been in Wave 1, actually. That would have helped them a lot. But yeah, my Macho Mikey also gives it an A.
Right. Nice.
He's awesome.
The only complaint is that they should have just made him a fully battle damaged He-Man or a Man at Arms A-. Yeah, I can see where he would potentially benefit from just being fully one or the other, but I just can't help but like that he would just grab whatever, you know? It's like, screw it, 2 of these shin guards. Why have 1? I have 2. And then this chest piece so he's got full real estate to put his logo and stuff on. All right, so far we've got a winner. We'll move on to the next one. The Stratos version of Rey Mysterio. Yeah, look, again, this is sort of, if it weren't for the rockets on the back, I would think that this is, something that you would actually see him come out onto the stage with. So it doesn't look bad, but it's not like he hasn't had ring attire that looks like something else before. Like he's come out looking like the Phantom before. So it wouldn't be a stretch to think that he would come out looking like Stratos either, right?
Right.
So yeah, it's not the execution that's bad. It's just yeah, I'm not sure on this one. Adam?
Yeah, and it really does just look like a Rey Mysterio figure. Like you said, next Mania he could come out in this exact outfit, rocket pack and everything, and and be ready to go. I honestly think that with his mask and with his high flying, I think that it would be fun to do a Ram Man treatment of Rey Mysterio and have him be like a bouncy guy and really beef up the armor, because he wouldn't wear stuff like that, right? He wouldn't have springs for legs and things.
Yeah. But he's a high flyer, so you expect that Ram Man would work too because of the launching into the ring. Yeah. That's it.
I think that should have been the move. Like I said, this looks all right. The white eyes freak me out a little bit. I don't love that.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's not working for me.
A great idea. But like I said, if you're a Rey Mysterio fan, like you're not going to not get this figure because it does look great and it pops. The colors pop. But to me, it's like a 9 out of 10 for a Rey figure and like a 0 to 10 for a Motu crossover. Don't think it works.
I like this. I think I'm the only person on the planet that likes Stratos, so I'm gonna go to bat for Stratos here.
Well, I love Stratos. This isn't Stratos.
Yeah, for sure. Aesthetically, my only complaint would be you kind of have all the masters in one spot. I think again, with these fur accessories, right? I think you need the fur boots or at least maybe the webbed feet like Zodak, to kind of round out to have all masters at the top and nothing really at the bottom. That would make it a little bit better, but I love the colors. I like the kind of Spider-Man mask. And then he's got the Stratos jetpack and the wing accessories too. I dig it. I think this figure is pretty cool.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Jay. I love this figure. I think it's beautiful. I'm a Stratos fan too, so I do like the Stratos gear. Not a huge Rey Mysterio fan, but I just think it's like I'm more of a luchador fan, I guess. And I just think it's a beautiful looking figure. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think he's a cool looking figure too. I'm not so familiar with Rey Mysterio, to be honest, but yeah, I'm a fan of Stratos. Did this wrestler come out in these colors, or have they changed his outfit here?
There's a new version with silver, but
oh, okay, yeah.
But this was the first one, yeah, from the line.
Right. So yeah, maybe a bit more grey on the body coloring, perhaps, to give it a bit more of a Stratos look. But I think he looks great. Yeah, he definitely would pop on the shelf nicely.
Well, it's a great wrestling figure. I'll give it that. I can't think of anyone that would really go well with Stratos except for maybe Coco Beware.
That's a good one.
The guy to
Nice.
do Stratos with is Max Moon.
I'm not sure I know who that is.
When Conan first came to the WWE in like '92, he was a character named Max Moon who had a real jetpack and would jetpack into the ring.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Wow.
Yep.
How about the Blue Blazer? Are they allowed to make figures now of the Blue Blazer after his?
AEW got the
It's
contract to
unfortunate.
do that through Martha Hart,
Right.
but not WWE. They'll never get that.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna give it. It's not. I'm gonna give it a C because I don't think it's hitting enough. I'm not really a big. I like Rey Mysterio, but I'm not really a huge Rey Mysterio fan, so I wouldn't go out there and pick it up in its own right. I understand that Rey Mysterio is a high flyer, so therefore he is Stratos, but it's only a C for me.
Yeah, a B minus at tops for me.
Right.
If you would have had Rey Mysterio's eyes, then I would have seen it as a better just Rey figure. But this doesn't work. When you have Randy Savage next to him on the peg, this does not work to me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say I'm glad to see that there's all these Stratos fans on the panel. Every time I bring up Stratos, I get booed off my own chair. I never understood what the hate for Stratos was, but good
Stratos
for
is
you
great.
guys. Good for you guys.
Yeah. I like Stratos.
I'm gonna give him a B. I like him. He needs improvement definitely, but I like the small guys in wrestling. I like the high flyers too. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a B.
I think I'll do the same. I'm going to give it a B too. I think it was Stratos is a good mix or match for Rey Mysterio. So, and it's a nice looking figure. So B.
Yeah, I'll go B as well. It looks like it's a logical match with Stratos, and yeah, looks great. Not Randy Savage like, but yeah, he gets a B from me.
Nice. Maybe I was too harsh giving him a C, but all right. I think we've got one more in this wave, and we're hitting. Oh, we got a vote from Ryan. He gets a B. All right. Maybe I was a bit harsh. All right. Moving on to Roman Reigns. Now he's got the Fisto Fist. I guess that's a He-Man shield, and I'm not sure whose armor that is. Possibly, what's that one with the cap? What He-Man had the caps?
The Thunder Punch He-Man. But
Thunder
I think
Punch.
that's
Maybe-
Roman Reigns' armor.
Oh, right. Okay.
He has his own armor.
Well, I mean, the tattoo. I made this side of him because I thought the tattoos were really well done on him. But with just the plain black legs and boots, I'm sure that's true to the character, but they're not even He-Man boots. They're just regular tie-up wrestling boots. So I guess this is one of the figures that could almost perfectly translate into just a wrestling figure if you took all the gear off. So there's some effort there, but I'm not seeing it.
No, this is a huge miss for me. Huge miss.
Yeah.
Like he literally wears that armor. Like you don't need to take that armor off. That's just what he used to wear in the ring.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, there you go.
Why is this guy wearing a bulletproof vest in the middle of the ring? He's supposed to be like, I'm supposed to have sympathy for him, but he's wearing armor. It translates almost exactly. Zazel, you took the words out of my mouth. The thing that drove me crazy near the end of the Jack Pacific wrestling figure run was all the wrestlers all of a sudden wore black tights, and it was just like very minimal deco and just like black plastic, and that's what all you're getting. So yeah, this is a miss for me, and I think his hair looks like a wig, like it looks like a gold dust wig.
Right. Yeah.
Just, I don't know. This to me, I'm out.
Yeah, this figure sucks. So you have just a generic color, like it looks like the Gray Skull shield. The weapons rack that came with Gray Skull looks like just a plain generic weapons pack shield, no
Right.
color on it. And the gauntlet or the fist, whatever you want to call it, it should have been the blue color of his vest just to make it stand out a bit more, I think.
Sure.
But yeah, you have no Masters Universe belt. You have no Masters boots. I mean, he's just wearing tights too, which I think, I don't know anything about this wrestler, and I'm sure this is his full look, but I think even the best wrestlers have to sacrifice some of their look if they're going to go into this into this Masters Universe world. And it just looks like he hasn't sacrificed much here. He doesn't look like a wrestling figure to me, and he doesn't look like a Masters figure to me. So it's like exactly what I don't want.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I'm not a big fan. I don't know why. I did buy him, but I do like the
You got money invested in this figure.
Yeah. I think it was for the glove. Like the Jitsu, the hand stays on, where this one, the Fisto glove, is removable, so I can put it on another figure. Maybe it would look better on Sting or somebody. But the armor doesn't remove, so that was kind of strange. But yeah, like Zazel mentioned, there is nice detail in the tattoos the tattoo on the one right arm, but so it's kind of nice. I don't really know Roman Reigns, so not a big fan. So. That's it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to echo what Jay made a good point about. The wrestler hasn't sacrificed enough to cross over to the Motu side of things. So, yeah, again, I'm struggling to see him as a Motu character. Apart from the silver and blue sort of stripes, I guess, for Fisto on the side there's a slight touch, but not enough. And the shield looks terrible. Yeah, it's very, very simple looking, very cheap.
Looks like an afterthought. Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't do much to save your life. So no, I'm not liking this figure much at all.
I'm just gonna straight up give it a D. No explanation needed.
Yeah, same here. D. Get it out of here.
Bottom of the barrel, I guess that's an F, right? That's the lowest.
Right.
Yeah, so this is an F for me. I have no interest. And the fact that you guys mentioned that his vest doesn't come off also irritates me. Because, I mean, isn't that the theme for these? You're supposed to be able to mix and match their parts. I know for the Origins guys you are. But the fact that the vest doesn't come off, that kind of stinks too. So F.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the D. No, I don't know. Just because of that removable fist. That's the only reason I bought him.
Right.
Yeah, I love Fisto, but I don't love this guy. So, it's a D for me.
Classified gives it a big D.
Spins the wheel, gives it a D.
Yeah, got the D. So I guess who are we picking best of the wave then? I think we'd be unanimous in saying that it's Macho Man. Am I wrong?
Has to be Savage. Has to be.
Correct.
Easy.
Yeah.
You're right. All righty. Good. All right. So what are we up to? Bonus round. So this was a 2-pack that came with the Grayskull inspired ring. For me, the Grayskull inspired ring is a complete A. When you got the steps that are the wooden style stepping, when you can actually add the accessories to the side of it too, which is great. So I will not give this anything less than an A. Well, maybe an A plus. A plus. The ring wires are supposed to be like a laser grid, so that's pretty cool too. So I can say nothing wrong about this. The ring. So we'll just stick to the ring for the moment, and then we'll get to the characters in a minute. What are we grading the ring with?
You can put that ring next to your Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
And you cannot buy a single Masters of the Motu figure, and you would have a compatible ring for all of your vintage He-Man figures. And it would be seamless. So for that alone, A plus. I'm gonna give it DX. Number 1, DX.
DX done. Nice.
Yeah, the ring is great. This is actually the only ring I've seen of this line, so I'm anxious to see if there is others. This is perfect. I mean, you have to pick Grayskull, right, to be the first one. It's the most iconic of the play sets.
Yep.
For Masters, A for this one.
Yeah, I guess I'll do the same. I'll give it an A. The only thing I can say is maybe I wish it was just a little bit bigger, because I was used to, as a kid, the rings were always a little bit bigger, I guess, in comparison to the figure. But I still love it. It's great.
You should see the size of the ring I'm working with for the Slaughterhouse Wrestling Championship. That thing is compact.
I've got your ring made up. I just got to finish the decorations for it, sir.
Oh, amazing. I'm looking forward to using that, Adam. That's going to be a lifesaver. Super appreciate that. Phil?
Yeah, the ring looks great. And yeah, Corey took the words out of my mouth. I think it could have been slightly bigger would be the only criticism. They look like they can't really run around in there too much. But also, I think if it'd come with a referee, like we're talking about missed opportunities, like
Right.
some of the wrestling lines in the past, like your LJNs, etc., came with managers and referees and so forth. So
True.
I think Corey's Orko would be a fantastic referee to put into the line. So
And then have Orko be who was that guy? The Irish fella.
Swoggle.
Swoggle, make it Orko Swoggle.
I always thought a great ring would have been like Modulock, so you could have all those hands to pin and count.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, nice.
So yeah,
All right,
it could have been Earl and Dave Hebner as Modulock.
So we'll go through. That's actually pretty smart. It's a great idea, Adam. So we'll move on to the figures. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, maybe if they put a foot peg on the top for jumping off the top rope, or you could pose a guy on the top ropes.
Nice.
Sure. Yeah, make them look a bit more like gargoyles, maybe as well. That would look cool. All right, so we'll go through the figures very quickly. We can see them just there. Just on a side note, this actually came with or without the action figures, so you could pick them up with it or without it. Could have come with a ref in a suit of armor or Mean Gene. So, I mean, they're the knee pads, the no socks, and the whole outfit. The clear you can't see me accessories. Hans Chow's giving A+ for the only set from the series I bought. Okay, Hans Chow. I'll give you A+ for the ring or A+ for the whole set. So I'll go quickly between the two of them, and then we can talk them both. But I'm gonna give John Cena here. What did I give him last time? An F. I'm gonna give this guy a D. They've at least stepped up a little bit because he's got the braces and so forth. And then we've got a better look at what he looked like under the mask for Triple H. I think this one's worse than the first one. It's very basic. You just got the terror claws on there. So I'm going to give this guy an F from me. So,
Yeah,
Adam?
To echo what Jay was saying earlier, that these wrestlers haven't sacrificed enough to be in the Motu universe. This is just a John Cena figure with an axe and a Triple H figure with a big hand. Like, just they're both D's for me. I would, if I saw both the ring with the figures and ring without the figures, I would have bought them without the figures. That's what I would have done.
Right.
Okay, so I haven't followed wrestling, like I said, since 2001, but the last time I checked, Hulk Hogan was the biggest. Is he still the biggest of all time, or is John
He's
Cena
probably the
really
most
big?
recognizable still.
Yeah.
Sure. The reason I say this is because I would always think that Hulk Hogan would have been He-Man. Like, why John Cena is He-Man?
This
Right.
was in the time frame though when Hogan was like persona non grata, like he was removed from the company
okay.
because of like videotapes.
Right. Yeah.
They didn't have any Hogan stuff out at the time.
Okay. Makes perfect sense now. So the Cena figure, I don't like John Cena. I never did. I'm going to give him a C. He's a bit better than the Faker one, but yeah, the long shorts just doesn't do it for me. Triple H, he's my guy. The figure looks fantastic. A for the figure, but you just lazily slap terror claws on him. Again, this is a wave one gimmick that we saw where they just put a spear or shield with him. So I'm gonna give him a C.
Cool. Corey?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with C with Cena. That he doesn't really do a whole lot for me. Maybe the accessories you could swap with the translucent Cena. It would look better or whatever. But yeah, maybe a C. They do try to make him look like He-Man, but he's no Hogan, like Jay was saying. As for the other one, I do love the Terror Claws, the accessories. So, but I don't know. It's just a bare figure with a couple accessories. So I'm going to go, and I'm not a Triple H fan, so I'm going to go with the D for him.
Cool. Phil?
Is
Phil's
Phil
falling
frozen?
asleep thinking about it.
He's frozen, or he's in.
Yeah. He's frozen in shock and horror.
He's
He
trying
hates.
to John Cena. You can't see him.
Yeah, he goes. There's a John Cena. Where's the John Cena figure? So there's a comment here saying, "I thought shoes with no socks were the deal breaker." You're right. You're absolutely right. So
point,
therefore, I'll bump him down to an F for that. I'm going. So Phil, when
They
you,
also
when you
look
come
like
back,
shoes you'd wear to a wedding whenever the rented tux.
right? Yeah. Yeah. We'll move on. Phil, let us know when you blink if you're okay.
Oh, no.
he'll be back and in greater numbers. All right, moving on to what are we up to? Wave 3 now.
Yes, sir.
All
my
right.
goodness.
Now this is there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
So I can't off the top of my head I can't remember what this guy's name is.
Braun Strowman.
Right. Well, this guy is. I mean, if you're going to give Beastman any accessories that aren't Beastman accessories, other than that really poor whip, these are the accessories to give him. The Terror Claws are a great accessory to give a Beastman, and I think this it ties in. I don't know anything about the character, but that beard gives him points. The armor looks great. I think that I don't know. Knowing nothing about this character, I will say that he looks good in this stuff. The only thing missing, which Jay has mentioned on a few occasions, is he would look exceptionally better with the furry boots and the furry underpants. So,
yeah.
Phil's back.
Sorry, guys.
Phil, we've moved on.
Yeah, moved on.
Another Hazel figure.
Hazel.
A for the ring, by the way.
Yep. And what about for these two figures? Very quickly.
I don't care about those two.
Moving on.
Just give me the ring.
So I think this was potentially a good idea and executed almost entirely well until they got to the bottom half. For me,
yeah, I think
Adam, what do you think?
this is almost Savage good, if I could say that. I think that they've nailed the characterization. If I was in charge of the new Motu movie, I would get Braun Strowman to play Beastman. That's who I would cast. I think it'd be wicked. He's this huge beast of a man. But again, when I see wrestling boots underneath, I'm like, it takes me out of any fantasy world that I'm ever in. Remember in episode 1 how bad it was? But in the middle of that movie, Anakin Skywalker leaves to go with Qui-Gon Jinn, and he grabs this backpack. There's just a backpack you buy at Walmart.
Right.
It's the laziest.
I'm not going to be able to unsee that now. Right.
It just looks like a backpack. It has like a little thing at the top to hang on the coat at school.
Yeah.
It just takes me out of the movie every time. And because I'm like, I want to see things that are otherworldly. And at Motu, there's a look, and the boots aren't it. So this is a great. This is the right move. This is the right figure, except for those boots.
Right. Yeah.
Adam, you make really good points, and I want to echo what you're saying there about the fantasy aspect. We're not seeing a lot of technology. Masters takes sorcery technology and mixes it together. I'm not seeing a lot of technology on these characters so far. It's been a tiny bit, but I'd like to see a little bit more of that. This guy, the first, he looks like Zangief from Street Fighter, and the other first impression, since I don't know the wrestler, was he looks like Beastman from the film.
Yeah,
a little bit, like the live action movie. I think this figure looks great from the waist up.
Yes.
The chest piece is awesome. I assume it doesn't come off because the beard. I love the huge beard. The arm bracers and the terror claws all work. Echoing what you guys say, the boots don't work, the trunks don't work. I like half of the figure. I do. It's pretty cool.
So, Jay, these figures are fully compatible with each other, right? So you can take the arms, the head, the waist, the boots off, and mix and match it any way you want. So
just
the
like
vest,
the origins, yeah.
So I'm assuming that if you take the head off, then the Beastman armor would come off.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think this figure looks really well. It's a good mix, I guess, for Beastman. I don't know the wrestler, just the way it looks or whatever with the big beard.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to see that they did something with the Beastman, because I'm a Beastman fan. They all kind of have the boots, which isn't really the fantasy theme, I guess. Like, I wish we'd see more of that Motu with some of the clothing as well.
But even if they would have put like the shin pads, like Man at Arms, Macho Man had, right? Like that worked. You still had the wrestling boots, but it got you to the Motu world.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, Beastman. He looks awesome. He looks very, very top heavy. Like he must be a hell of a figure to stand upright. He looks. I don't know the wrestler either, actually, but yeah, if I look at him, I immediately think Beastman. I'm not sure about the sort of the terror claws, how that fits in. That seems a little bit of an odd addition, unless that's supposed to match what the wrestling.
So his wrestling catchphrase was, "You're gonna get these hands."
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. Yeah.
All right. So he's got a bit of a mix of two Motu characters there, but yeah, I mean, he looks great. The beard and how everything's incorporated. Yeah, good looking figure.
Yeah, so I'm happy for them to mix and match different accessories. I think the overall theme for this guy is Beastman, and I think the Terror Claws helps to really elevate that top half. So if the bottom half were the furry boots and the underwear, and knowing nothing about this character, I would say that it would be an A figure. So I'm gonna give it a B for bearded Beastman. Yeah, that's what he's gonna get from me.
Yeah, and again, I don't even mind the trunks, like the pants being because they're long tights, not furry. Just boots. Just put some furry boots on him, and he'll be an A+ figure. But I'll give him a B+ because I think that they do a really good job of incorporating a Motu gimmick and his wrestling gimmick of like going to get these hands. So
right, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yep.
Yeah, this is a wonderful figure. I don't know the wrestler, but I can tell already that he looks like the wrestler, if that makes any sense at all. Like I can see the wrestler in him, but I can also see the Master's influence as well. Yeah, it's solid B for sure.
I'm gonna go the same. I'm kind of on the same page as you guys. It's a solid B for me. It's a beautiful looking figure, a good match, and a good crossover. So yeah, I like it. Colors are nice too.
Yeah, I love the colors. So yeah, it's a B for me as well. The bearded Beastman.
Yeah. Alrighty, moving on to the next one, and we
looks a
have
bit like you, Zazel, the last guy.
this guy.
Yeah, I kind of see a bit of a Zazel look to him.
He's got some wicked eyebrows. I'll give him that.
If he worked out a little bit more, he'd look like Zazel.
What's that?
If he worked out a little bit more, he'd look like you.
He needs to work out more. Yeah. Thanks, Adam. Yeah.
Zazel, all you gotta do is just let it go, man. It's growing hair is virtually the easiest thing you could do on this planet. It's
literally the easiest thing that I do.
Don't do anything.
I don't even shave anymore. I pay other people to disconnect my beard from my chest hair. It's like I'll tell you when the hair from my chest ends and my beard begins. All right, moving on to Undertaker, Scare Glow. Yeah. So look, this isn't my favorite era of the Undertaker, but if you're going to use the Undertaker as anyone in a gimmick, I mean, Scare Glow is the way to go, right? I mean, who else could he possibly be mix and matched with? So I think that it's very clearly Undertaker, and if it weren't for the glow gimmick, which is great, and the weapon, this would be another scenario where you could just imagine him walking into the ring looking like this. So it's A for a Undertaker, and very well executed, but it's only saving as far as the Motu is concerned is that glow gimmick. But that's a gimmick that you could give to any toy line. But again, if you're going to be anyone, Scare Glow is not a bad one to go. So it's like I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. If I was going to get off the fence, I would say that it's at least a good gimmicky wrestling figure.
Yeah, I think that they missed the opportunity not doing Taker as Hordak when he was the leader of the Ministry, and so
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
leader of his own thing. And then they could have had like the headdress around him be part of his outfit. The Scareglow thing is funny, right? Because he was such like a quick here and gone figure in the original run, and there's more of a lore about Scareglow than lots of other Motu figures, and there's this like desire to have, you know, the Scareglow be a big part of this continuity, but he wasn't that big of a part of it when we were kids. It's just that we wish he was. So yeah, glow in the dark toys are cool, but this just looks like a Taker figure from like the worst era of Taker, if that makes any sense.
Right. Yeah.
And so like, yeah, it doesn't. I saw that this was another one I saw in the store, and I was like, nah, I don't. It's one of those things where like all the pieces are there. It's just not put together right. I don't know. This was a bit of a miss for me.
So I see they've given him Scareglow's weapon, which is okay. I'm not really super impressed with this. I think there's a huge missed opportunity by not giving him Scareglow's cape. I think that would really round out the figure here. You could even, like do like Super 7 Ultimate style, the Mumra cape and put the wire in it so you can make it windswept and all that, or even like the Masterverse Scareglow. Again, he should also have the webbed feet like Scareglow. I should just let that go because I have a feeling that they have to ground these wrestlers in some kind of Earth reality. That's why they're not getting the webbed feet treatment. He's got decent armor. The likeness looks like Taker. I'm unfamiliar with this outfit for Undertaker, so it's definitely later.
It's Triclops' armor is what it is.
Right.
Okay.
But
awesome.
it's trying to fit in with that sort of biker look, or the transition between when he was the dead man to the biker look. So that sort of in between.
Yeah.
That was the Limp Bizkit Rollin'. That's the one you mean?
This is
that's the best song ever. Yeah, this is a cool figure, man. I wouldn't mind having it if I saw it, honestly. I think they could have maybe picked a better weapon. But I mean, that is Scareglow's weapon. But like you said, Adam, if this is Triclops' chest armor, then maybe the sword. He could have had the sword in the back too. Why not both?
I think it's all right figure. Not really familiar with that outfit either. I do like the Scareglow match for Undertaker. For that character, I think it fits. I think I don't know if it works, but I think he would look cool if he had his hat and maybe the cape from Scareglow, but the Undertaker hat, something more nostalgic for me from Undertaker, make it a better character.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the Undertaker from any of the eras, really. But I think this figure looks great. It's a good match with Scareglow. But yeah, I agree with Jay. He definitely needs a cape. That's just a huge miss. Big tie. I don't see how they missed that. It would have just rounded off the figure so much better. But in saying that, he's got Scareglow's weapon there as well, which is cool. And Scareglow is such a must-have Motu figure. So it's good. It could have been better, I think.
Ryan gives it an A+. That's a shocker. That's a shocker from me. I just Gazz gives it a A-. Hey buddy. So he's got a full Motu gimmick in the glow in the dark. I'll give him that. He's got the appropriate weapon, but not the appropriate gear. But again, I don't mind if they mix and match to try and make the best version of it. They've gone as far, you can't really tell, but they've gone as far as to draw or paint on the bones. So under the armor, he's got like the bones on the arm, and so I appreciate that effort too. So I'm gonna give it a B-. A B-. Like, it's not my favorite version of the Undertaker, but they've definitely given it more thought than some of the previous offerings.
Yeah. Again, I think that this was an okay gimmick transport. I think that I think Hordak was the move they should have done. I think that's
Right.
a missed opportunity. Yeah, I don't know. There's just this just doesn't jive to me. All the parts are there. I like Scareglow, Love Taker. Like it's just two things that are great but not great together. And so I just this is a C. This is a C for me.
Scareglow has kind of been always a myth, especially when we were growing up. Someone knew someone who had it down the line, but we never really actually saw it. So I think if they made it, you guys can help me out with this one. Maybe if they made it a wrestler who is like not so mainstream as The Undertaker and kind of went along with the mythology of Scareglow, that would have been cool too. Made it like a very obscure wrestler who was only around for a little bit.
It should have been Papa Shango. Should be Scareglow.
That is true. Yeah. Or Boogeyman.
Yeah.
I think Undertaker's just, he's AAA wrestler, right? He's one of the main wrestlers. So I think it doesn't really fit with the Scareglow cross. Like I said, the cape, he needs the cape 100%. We just fill out that back a bit more. I'm going to give him a C. Not super impressed.
Oops. Yeah, I think I'm somewhere in the B-, C+. I'm an Undertaker fan. I do like the glow in the dark feature, and it's a nice crossover, but I don't know. Yeah, C+, I guess. It's not one of my favorites, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I'll finish off. I'll give it a B. I think it could have been an A if they'd tried harder. But it looks like a good figure. The glow in the dark feature is cool. But yeah, the cape. Dear oh dear, whoever designed it should be fired. I think.
I think if they would have made this as the Hordak figure and then made a slime pit entrance stage.
Oh yeah.
Right, and had like the Taker symbol up there instead of the Hordak face. That could have been.
Isn't it crazy how the dead man from the WWF/WWE doesn't translate to the dead man of Eternia? Like it just, you'd think that would be a slam dunk.
Yep.
All right, moving on to this is the Many Faces New Day. So New Day gets 3 different faces because it's technically 3 different characters. Let me tell you straight off the bat, I think the missed opportunity here is to not have this be Mankind. All right, if you're going to do Many Faces, make it Mankind, because then you can have Dude Love and Cactus Jack, and have each face the different personas of Mankind or Foley. But instead, we've got whoever New Day is. I mean, the pink is striking. It's very out there. It definitely is bringing the sci-fi element back to Masters of the Universe. And I guess if there's a triple threat and you've got 3 faces, I guess this is where they got the idea for. But I mean, you'd really need 3 of them.
Yeah,
but
figures.
Already got a D. Not a fan. Okay, well,
it's the real though.
Boom.
So no accessory that I'm aware of. I couldn't find. I didn't see that it did come with one. So basically, what you see is what you get. And I mean, I guess, look, I'm going to say it. It doesn't look bad in this color scheme, and even the boots are kind of working for it now, right?
Yeah, I would
say.
say.
So execution is not bad. I just think that I would have preferred. Oh, spoiler alert. Yeah, look, I guess I'm going to move. I'm going to give my verdict now and just give it a C. Like it's not bad. It's at least one full character gimmick, no weapons because maybe they weren't allowed to use guns as previously mentioned. Yeah, but other than that, I'm fine with not having this guy in mine. I'll give it a C, maybe a C minus.
Yeah, this to me is the epitome of like a futon figure where it's not a great sofa and it's not a great bed.
Right.
It's not a great Motu figure. Like it doesn't Many Face. I don't know. It's a big miss for me. I don't because anytime I got to buy 3 figures, get it out of town. The missed opportunity for Mick Foley. Like I had thought that as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, they could have done, great stuff with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. The New Day, even I won't get into it. I just don't like it. So I'm gonna give my verdict now. Say it's a D. I pass.
Yep.
Get it out of here.
Sure.
Yeah, so Zazel, I agree with the boots again. I think if those are in fact wrestling boots, at least they're trying to color it into the rest of the outfit. It works a bit better. I don't know this wrestler, but
So it's those boots are exactly what they wear in the ring. So that's
Gotcha.
an exact
Okay.
pull from what
Okay.
their outfit is.
There's the technology that I've been begging for. So we see it in Many Faces here, which is great. Many Faces has a blaster.
Yeah.
So I guess there's some rule you guys were saying about they can't have guns with this line.
Yeah.
Which I think is
Well, that was a question that was posted whether or not they were allowed to, and I haven't seen one so far. So possibly.
If that is in fact true, that's silly because the WWE is incredibly violent. So to not have like a Buck Rogers style gun, I think is a little silly.
Right.
So for that, if you want me to give my verdict now, I will. I give this one a C. He needs an accessory because what's he going to fight with? I mean, his faces aren't going to get him anywhere unless he's in the theater like Many Faces was. I don't know. I don't get this figure.
It's just three guys that are a team, obviously, called New Day, and they've just made one action figure of all three of them. So
cool idea, but he needs a weapon for sure.
yeah.
The New Day there is that typically his color, the pink?
So they wear like
I hope so.
weirdly, yeah. They wear pink. Like so, the top of his head is a unicorn horn because they always want to talk about like the power of unicorns and the power of positivity. They throw pancakes into the crowd. Like they're just like nonsense. But people love them. So yeah, that's. But I guess this is nonsense.
Yeah.
I think Zaza was right. It looks like a nice figure. It works that way. I'm just not a very. I don't really know the New Day. I'm happy to see that they used Many Faces, incorporated him in there. So that's kind of a cool gimmick. But I'm gonna just go with the C.
Yeah, going from Scare Glow to this guy is quite a shock to the eyes. So yeah, I guess this guy kind of looks like the comedic relief of the line, something a bit lighter and a little bit more less intense. But yeah, he looks ridiculous. Obviously, I can tell the Many Faces side of things, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't be picking up this guy. So yeah, I'm going to be giving him a D.
There's something about the very 80s bright pink that is working for me. But yeah. All right, moving on. So we've got The Rock, and I guess the benefit of using an earlier version of The Rock is you don't have to do as many tattoos on his arm. It's not a very good representation of Dwayne Johnson, but you can tell that's who he is. He comes with a title belt that's Motu-ish, which is kind of cool. So the fact that they've at least Motuified a championship belt. They've given him the braces on the arms, which is a plus in my opinion. And with the chest, I mean, I would say that this is at least an interesting attempt to make The Rock a Motu figure.
Yeah, I imagine that there was a board meeting when Mattel met with WWE and Vince was there, and it's one of those Vince instances where he's like, "No, they got to be in wrestling boots. That's the rule." Because it's
right.
Like he's so close to being there. I disagree though when you say it doesn't look great like The Rock. This looks exactly like The Rock did at the end of The Mummy 2 when he was the Scorpion and it was all
right. Yeah. It's
That's
bad
exactly
CGI Rock, but yeah. I just want to say
thanks wire framework to make this head.
Just want to quickly say thanks to Articulated Chad for the super chat. For all the awesome guys on this panel. All right, guys, send me your PayPal details and we'll divide this up amongst all of us.
Thanks, Chad. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Chad. I like the belt.
Yeah, the belt was cool. The belt should have came with the ring like it did with Hasbro. I think that when you buy that belt, you should have, or the ring, you should have got the belt with it.
Yeah.
I like the lightning on his arms. I think that's cool. That's a cool feature. But again, it's like a weird chest harness that's trying to be Motu, trying to be The Rock. To me, it just looks like this could easily be like a Survivor Series ring attire, entrance attire, right? It just looks too much like a wrestler to be a Motu guy for me.
Gotcha.
Is this Rocky Maivia? Is this like when he's still a bad guy, or is this past that?
I think this is Survivor Series 98 Rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the positives, I think the mace is supposed to be his microphone. I think that's where that's coming in. So that's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah.
The belt's neat, but I think you're kind of they being Mattel is kind of backpedaling here. I think you're going back to the first wave. This looks like, Rock is one of the biggest faces in all of wrestling history. We don't want to cover him up too much. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting here. We still want everyone to know he's Rock. Yeah. He doesn't have a lot of master stuff apart from the lightning, which I think is it's okay. The He-Man-ish chest harness. I don't know, man. As much as I love The Rock and Dwayne Johnson, I don't like Mattel's design for this one. It's pretty low on the totem pole.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. He's kind of like the Ultimate Warrior idea. He's a standalone character. The head sculpt for me is off. That's the difference from him and Warrior. I like the Warrior head sculpt. This head sculpt I'm not really a fan of. I like the belt. Something like a belt I would have put a little bit more into, maybe a bit of different color on the belt or something, because I think a championship belt is an awesome thing, an awesome addition. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the microphone's neat. Don't really like the chest plate. I am a fan of The Rock, so I'm going to probably give this one maybe a B-.
Yeah, I think this figure looks pretty decent. I like the fact that he comes with the belt. But yeah. I've got a burning question so far. Like, we're towards the end of Wave 3, and we still haven't seen Hulk Hogan. Like,
right.
That really surprised me. Like, in most wrestling lines, Hogan appears right at the beginning, and he is the first wrestler that I think of when I think of WWE or WWF. So I think Hogan would be better with the belt, but yeah, we haven't seen Hogan in the line yet. So
I think Adam mentioned out of the stream when we talked about it, but Hogan was not allowed to be made a figure right now because he was in the legal battle.
Oh, okay, all right.
So that's why there's no Hogan yet. Because as soon as they were able to, they put him out.
Yeah, it seemed very bizarre to me. Yeah, but overall, I don't mind The Rock. He's not a Hulk Hogan for me, but yeah, he's a B. He looks decent enough.
Well, I think this is the first I remember that they've used the arm braces from Motu, so that gives it points. I don't remember seeing it on any figure before this.
John Cena.
Did he? That doesn't count. I didn't see it.
It's because he was invisible. He faked you out.
Right. So I'm not certain, but I don't think the WWE has used a gun for anything since Brian Pillman in '96. They may count anything that fires projectiles as a gun. Yep, fair enough. Hogan was on the outs at the time. Yes, he was. We won't mention why, but everyone knows why. I think. Look, I want to give it points for the arm braces. I want to give it points for the belt. I think if you're going to, they've at least given him a Motu vest or what are we calling this again?
A harness.
Harness, right? They've at least given him the harness, and they've put his logo on the harness, which I think is a great blend of having both those things. So I'm gonna give him a B-.
I'm gonna all the stuff we talked about with the Motus, Fantasy Era, and all that goes to the wayside. This guy gets a C just because of that awful face sculpt. It looks abysmal. Also, I think it's a huge opportunity that the championship belt should have been the He-Man belt with the ovals on it that all those He-Man guys had on their fuzzy shorts. That should have been the model for the championship belt.
True.
Yeah, this guy's a C for me. I know Rock's a big face. I get it. But at the same time, he's got to be a little more masterified, if that is a
Sure.
word. So
Yeah,
C.
yeah.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, I think I'm around maybe a C or B minus, somewhere in there. I don't know. It's a hit and miss. I kind of said everything I thought about him already, so yeah, B minus.
Yep, B from me.
I think his face is cartoony enough to fit in with the cartoonish looking Motu figures, though. Before we move on, I do want to say thank you to Articulated Chad for the super chat. It is honestly, sincerely appreciated. So thank you again for that. All right, I think who we got left? I think that's everyone from this wave, actually. So I think for me, and I didn't. It's a surprise, but I think I'm going to give it to this guy as the winner of this particular wave.
Hands down, Braun Strowman all the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, Beast Man for sure.
We got another C for the Rock. So everyone agree on the Beastman inspired one?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Alrighty, so now we're moving on to wave 4. So we're coming to the end pretty soon. So the last couple of waves that come out now. And I can already say straight off the bat, this is the best use of a Motu-inspired gimmick by having Jake the Snake literally as a snake man.
Oh, that's wicked.
Beautiful. 100%.
So I display. I've got my display behind me over here, but I display my action figure of this in this mode. This is how he is. I don't even have him with any of this other stuff on. It's literally just like that because I think that just knocks it out of the park. He doesn't. He's got his snake. He's got his snake look. He's Jake the Snake. The boots don't bother me now. King Hiss. Yep. He's got Damien. It's the whilst and it's got the cuffs on the hands. But this is for me. It's a slam dunk. It's the perfect blend of fantasy and wrestling. Like if you have to have the wrestling boots and you can't mix and match, I guess maybe just have the smooth ones. Maybe would have made it a little bit better rather than having the laces. But this is just for me. I can't. I'm already gonna rank it as a plus figure. I'm getting A triple plus and an A plus.
This to me is like again Randy Savage good if not better. I think it was the perfect use. It looks just like Jake Roberts. Like the head sculpt is great, right?
Yeah.
And
even there, you can tell it's him, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It still works in what's going on.
Yeah.
It's definitive enough. It's clearly Motu, right?
Yeah.
And again, to go back to my Braun Strowman comment, if I was casting King Hiss in a Motu movie, he's going to be mostly CG. You get Jake Roberts to voice him with his slow, methodic promos.
Yeah.
All day long. So this is A plus to me. No questions.
Yeah, if you can go back to the first picture of him here. Yeah, so right there, I think, oh man, I don't know if I should say it. He almost looks like the most Masters figure so far, even just in this mode.
Yeah.
Even though it
The
looks
big
exactly
head.
like Jake on the top, they haven't done anything with his head. Just the way he looks, the colors, the pose, and the snake accessory. And then the next slide, if you go, then we have the King Hiss gimmick, which really works 100%. I think this is the best figure so far that we've seen. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I have to agree with you guys. This was the first figure I believe I bought from the line that kind of drew me into it. The paint app on the chest is beautiful. The detail in it, looking at it up close and everything, and being in stop motion too for fun. I like toys with these kind of features, with the removable face and stuff. And it's nice to have an accessory besides a weapon, like to have the snake, which is a perfect match, obviously, for Jake the Snake. But yeah, he's an A for me. I love this guy.
Yeah, this is definitely a home run. It's surprising that he didn't come out till Wave 4, actually. Like, I think
Probably
if I
to his benefit, though.
yeah, I think I'd want to have 2 of this figure, so I could have one in each mode on the shelf. It looks that good. And yeah, the iconic colors of Jake the Snake, the greens and the purples, just fit perfectly with Masters of the Universe as well. So yeah, I think if Mattel had got this wrong, it would have been unforgivable. So I think they had a lot to work with Jake the Snake, and yeah, thankfully they pulled it off very, very well. So it's an easy A, and yeah, the best one in the line so far for me.
Yeah. So I think there was a missed opportunity. A for Jake the Snake, face and chest are well done. Yep, agree. It's a DDT on concrete, instant win. Cool Snake Man logo on the armor. Yep. So and the armor, if I recall correctly, can be punched out too. I'm not sure if it had any actual replacement pieces. Maybe, I don't know, I can't remember. But I think it could still be punched out like the Motu one. Like the Macho Man version of him. But
Show
I
us,
think,
Corey.
Yeah, Corey.
Corey's gonna break his figure.
Yeah. I think so. I'm having a hard time getting his armor off there.
Well, don't break it on my account, mate. But I think there was a missed opportunity not to bring Jake the Snake into Cobra for G.I. Joe as a foil to Sergeant Slaughter. But I think they've nailed this one. It's, I'm best of the bunch so far. But moving on, while while Corey breaks his toy, we'll move on to. We've gone from great to great. Oh, yeah, it does come out.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Mr. T with the Jitsu and the Fisto. All in gold. So this is one where I'm like, and that armor is for King Randor?
It's Jitsu and Randor's armor. They both
Right.
have the same armor.
So this is one where this is a great one because it's not only a wrestling figure, it's not only a Motu figure, but it's also an A-Team figure. It's a Mr. T as his personality figure. It's a great action figure. The use of the fist and the chopping hand, I think, go well. If he's going to pity a fool, he's going to do it in style. I guess it sort of does. The difference between Mr. T and Jake the Snake is that I think Jake really elevated it by fully encompassing the Motu gimmick, and Mr. T looks gorgeous. It's one of the best figures that they've made, but I'm not sure how the translation into Motu goes. But yeah, Adam, what do you think?
Yeah, so my collection, I don't collect anything modern, anything past the Playmates Star Trek figures. I'm out. So it's only vintage stuff. This one in the store was tempting not to pick it up. It was.
Oh wow.
It was something. He, like you said, he pops. The colors are perfect. Again, you could say this is a B.A. Baracus. You could say this is a Corbra Lang. You could say this is a Mr. T. Everything works. Like it works across the board. I love the Jitsu and Fisto deal because he's got so much bling on. You know, the armor mimics his gold chains perfectly. Like
right.
it's great. I will say, like, I don't know where exactly he fits into the Motu universe, but I'll push back and say you could put him on a Motu shelf and no one's going to know, right? Like, it's so I work with teenagers and they don't know anything about modern or like the 80s stuff that we do. I feel old whenever I make a reference. And so a lot of them don't know who Mr. T is. And I think if you don't know who Mr. T is, you look at this figure and think, yeah, it's just a He-Man character. That's just a wacky, weird He-Man character.
I think the only missed opportunity I see is they could have put like a Spartan helmet on him. So you have a helmet with the mohawk.
Right.
You could also take the helmet off, and I think that would cover the face a little bit. Is it just me, or does the Jitsu gauntlet look like the Infinity Stones should be?
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
I see it
for Mr. Thanos T. Oh, Mr. T, Thanos. Oh,
yeah.
The colors are great. This represents Heaty. That's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
I agree with you guys. I don't know if he fits in the Masters of the Universe, but he definitely looks mystical, and he looks like he's part of some kind of wacky universe. I love this figure. He's a lot of fun. The colors are great, and I agree with you, Adam. On the chains, or I think the King Randor armor looks great to mimic the chain style. Yeah, I even like the knee pads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this figure. Makes me think they could have did maybe a little more with the Rock or Ultimate Warrior, because Mr. T being an iconic figure on his own, and then mixing it with the Jitsu, it's a nice blend, especially with the gold. That kind of works. Yeah. Just a great figure. Just kind of, for me, it just pops. So I love this one. I give it an A.
Is Phil frozen again?
Oh, it's
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
back
A
to
for me as well.
1955.
Just love all the 80s bling on Mr. T, all the gold. And yeah, they've incorporated the different characters from Masters of the Universe.
Oh, he's having connection issues.
Hello.
Wave if you can hear us.
Can you hear me?
Don't leave us. No.
Hello.
I can
there he
hear
is.
it. Yeah. Hello.
There he is. We got
You
him.
just weren't moving for a second.
Now, not.
Would you
It's
give it a
a-
B?
A.
All right. Phil's fallen asleep. So I'm gonna give it an A. It's an amazing figure. It's a must-have as far as the wave is concerned. It's a must-have. I give it just a slightly less than the A+ that I gave Jake to say, because I just feel like this one doesn't quite have that elevation that Jake gave it. But it's definitely a solid A. Phil is saying the figure is definitely part of the A team. Yeah, well, when he can give us that line when he jumps back on. Poor Phil. He's back.
Yeah, I would.
Hello?
I would.
18,
There he
good one.
is.
Hello.
I think he's back there. I give it this exactly what you did, Zazel. I'd say it's an A, not an A+. But if you're gonna get one, this is the one to me.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to give it anything less than an A. The only thing that would elevate that score would be a helmet, removable helmet,
Sure.
that would mimic his hair in the same way. So
I might switch mine to an A+, because I think that's my favorite figure in the line. So just for that reason.
Sure. Yep. It's close. Phil, welcome back.
Apologies for the technology. Yeah, I love it. It's an A team A for me. Looks great.
Nice.
Love the
Solid.
bling.
Yeah. So you got a shout out saying before. Phil is saying this figure is definitely part of the A team. Yeah, true.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. So if you only had this figure in your collection, you'd be doing well.
Yeah.
And then Puke. Gross. D. Moving on. Who's next? Adam.
That's bad. That's bad.
who is this, by the way?
It's Seth Rollins.
Roman Reigns? Oh, Seth Rollins. I thought it was Roman Reigns. No.
Seth
Seth
Rollins.
Rollins.
But he looks more like a guy selling jewelry out of the bar. This guy looks like the follow the ball in the cups in Central Park, right? He just looks like a grifter. He looks so creepy.
Yeah.
I don't want any kids playing with this toy. D.
No. Yeah, D.
This sucks. Is that even a master's weapon? That's no master's weapon I recognize.
It's not a vintage Masters weapon. It came with Drago the Dragon Man in the classic series.
Okay.
But it was because Seth Rollins is like "burn it down" is his catchphrase. So he has a fire sword.
Meh. I think a lot of the armor comes from that line you were just talking about, Adam. All the accessories, I think, came from the classics line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the armor. He's nowhere close to Zodak. He doesn't look like someone who has great wisdom of the universe. I'm just gonna throw out my F. This is maybe the worst one so far. There's zero effort here. Like this
Yeah.
is kind of like, okay, well, we need one more figure in the wave. What can we do? I don't know. Put this guy.
The
up.
budget is spent. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no effort here. Terrible. Even the sculpt, like he's just maybe that's his look, that smirk, but he even knows his figure sucks.
He's self-aware. Yeah.
I think if you,
Sorry, go ahead.
I think if you put this head on that lame Roman Reigns figure, it would look more like Roman Reigns than Seth Rollins.
Right. Yeah.
These are the ones that help me decide that I'm not going to collect every figure, you know, that I'm just going to get the ones I like. When they start throwing these ones in, like I like Zodak too, but there's not enough there. It's just a one piece of accessory or whatever, the chest piece. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the wrestler either. So
Yeah.
it's gonna. If I gotta, are we grading all in one this?
Yeah.
round?
I'm done with this one. Yeah. F. I'm going an F.
Nicholas is visibly upset with this figure. He's going to cancel the stream. Guys, we're going home.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got to interject, Phil. I apologize. 1 sec here. I can't get over how lazy this is, and I can only think the person who shot this put it up. Well, we got to give him some kind of He-Man pose. I don't know, lift his arm up, because if he was just standing static, he would get like an X. Sorry, Phil. Go ahead. Terrible.
He looks like he's pointing his thumb in his own direction, saying, "Look how lame I am."
Yeah.
All right, Phil.
Yeah, I think
Put us out of our misery, mate.
Yeah, you guys have basically said it all. He even looks like he's wearing an accessory pack chest plate, like something, that they've just pieced together very last minute. It's horrible. Yeah, I agree. It's an F.
Yeah,
Terrible. Yeah.
Corey, this figure puts talent over at Corbra Lang. He's a jobber. Yeah.
Man.
Puke. All right, moving on. Listen up. Yeah, he does look like a jobber. Yeah, imagine that. Ugh. So now we've got the Fiend. His accessories are that of Trapjaw with the spiky arm there and the axe arm there. And as much as this looks like a great Fiend, it's not crossing over to Motu at all for me, at all. So it just, the accessories aside, this is a Fiend figure through and through. Had they made this Scare Glow, maybe I would have appreciated that more than the Undertaker, but I'm not seeing anything here other than the Fiend.
I think I'm not a fan of the Fiend. I think the Fiend was I didn't dig it. But this is definitely a Fiend figure. The Fiend figure should have been Too Bad with a Bray Wyatt head and a Fiend head.
Yeah.
That's what it should have been. But we did not get that. We got a Fiend fed. And so this is a miss for me.
Yeah, this is terrible. Again, we're going back to the first wave of uninspired wrestlers. It's like the good developers took that quarter off or something. But yeah, this figure is really, really bad. I guess it's an okay wrestling figure, although the chest proportions make him look really, really cartoony, which I guess is okay. The weapons, I can't really tell. They look like generic. They don't even like the axe looks like maybe one of the Grayskull weapon rack axes again. I can't see.
No, it plugs on his hand like Trapjaw. So he's got that.
Okay.
He uses them. You take out the hand, you put the mace on, or it slips over. One of those two things.
If you're going to use Trapjaw, you need to put a bit more Trapjaw on this figure, just for the fact that he takes his hands off. That's lame.
Yeah,
because his hands they're all flesh. There's nothing wrong with his hands. Trapjaw is fully like his one right half has been ripped apart and put back together, right? So
yeah.
It's just a lack of effort on this figure. Terrible.
Doesn't even have the jaw. Yeah.
F.
Moving on, Corey.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Fiend, I guess. So that's all he is, just a Fiend character. I don't see anything from O2, so I'm going to give it a B. There's not much else to say for me. I don't even know what he really dressed like to compare if he looks much different from the original. So
exactly like that. That's exactly what we wore to the ring.
Okay. Yeah, so I think maybe I'll give it an F, my first F.
I like
Sweet.
it.
Yeah, I can't see any Motu here whatsoever. I'm not familiar with the wrestler either, to be honest. So, yeah, if I saw him sitting on a shelf, I can't see Motu. So, yeah, it's a D for me.
Yeah, even if he was wearing the accessories on his hands, I still would not see it as anything other than the Fiend. I'm gonna give it it's a good Fiend figure at least. I'll give it I won't fail it with an F, but I will give it a D. But so I think we're gonna be hard pressed to figure out a winner though for this wave out of these two,
boy.
Mr. T and Jake the Snake.
Even though I like the Mr. T figure better.
Yeah.
I know Jake the Snake is a better figure. He's the winner for me.
Oh, don't do this to me. I gotta go with Jake. I think that's the best figure in the line, hands down so far. It's tough though. Yeah. Mr. T is great.
I hear what you're saying. They did a better job with Jake, and it's would probably be more popular. But I got to stick with my own opinion, and I'm just gonna say Mr. T personally for me.
Yep,
my favorite.
I'm gonna go Jake the Snake is my favorite. I just have more association with him with the wrestling probably than Mr. T. But yeah, it's a very hard choice, but Jake the Snake wins out.
Yeah, Jake gives us the perfect blend, I believe, for classified. Jake for me, twins. I believe that is the perfect blend of Motu and wrestling. If you're going to go half on anything, this is the figure that's done it and executed it the best. Mr. T is an exceptional figure though, and nobody would be disappointed to have Mr. T in their lineup of figures. All right, so we're getting to the home stretch now. We're almost through. Only a few more to go, and we're going to start with probably the best accessory to come out of any of the Motu lines, the Steamboat. Ricky, the Steamboat.
Yeah.
The Dragon Steamboat, sorry.
Yeah.
Does he cut Chippa Chappa? So I think he's got the best accessory. I think that he's wearing the merman armor. Mm-hmm. It's got some pretty good scaling effect going on here, and the gauntlets go well. So I think it's a good representation. Not quite as a great representation as we had previously with Jake the Snake, but I will give it. I'll rank my opinion on him now and give him a solid B+. The accessory alone is a pretty cool inclusion, and I think it's an overall good but not great figure.
So I think this one's great. I think that the idea of having a pet dragon, very Motu, like very very Motu. It's a good callback to the Dragon Blaster Skeletor. He's got the look with the armor, and they went with his like dragon look when he came back. I think this figure pops on the shelf. It looks great. I think it transfers very very well to be just a martial artist living in Eternia with a pet dragon. I buy that all day long. I think that translates really well. I give it an A.
Nice.
Yeah, the first thing I'm picturing is pitting him in that Grayskull ring against Jake the Snake. I mean, I think those two together would really be great. Of course, the great match would be with Macho Man, but I think just his wacky gimmicks with Jake's wacky gimmicks in the Motu universe really, really work. I love the colors on this figure. Wow, they're so great. The fact that is, in fact, a pet on his back is also really cool. Figure. Not too sure about the Merman armor. It certainly doesn't bother me, but I don't know if they could have done something better.
I guess it's supposed to be like dragon scales.
Sure, yeah. I would have liked to have seen some kind of weapon for Ricky Steamboat as well. I think he deserves a sword or something at least. But it's a good figure, man. It's a really good likeness of Ricky.
Yeah.
I love this figure too. I was a Ricky the Dragon fan growing up. He was one of my favorites. I had that Dragon Blaster Skeletor too, so There's a lot of nostalgia there. Colors great. I like I like everything about this one, but I'm gonna give it a B.
Nice. Yeah, I saw. I think Jeff in the comments said, "Why is there a merman chest plate with the skeletal dragon?" And that's something that I'm still getting my head around as well. The fact that they've incorporated more than one Motu figure onto the wrestler. I think I prefer it with just one figure crossover, but it does look great. I'll give him that. So it's a B from me.
So I think it's the accessory alone is a great inclusion. So it's not a bad figure overall. We'll move on. Well, I think we'll start grading them as we go for the sake of time. I do realize we're over the 2-hour mark now, but we are in the home stretch. So everyone watching, I appreciate you sticking around for us. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and then also everyone's links are in the comments below to go and subscribe to them too. Moving on to the next character we have. Moving on to the next character, we've got Roddy Piper. All right, look, I'm just gonna say it. It's if you're gonna, I guess it's not a bad Tila inspired Becky Lynch, the man, but I can safely just I'm gonna give it it's lazy, but it's given it the accessories, so I don't know. I'm gonna give it a D-.
I'm going to say that they nailed this figure in making a perfect wife for the Seth Rollins figure that they had. It's,
Sure.
It's as carny looking. It's as lazy. It's as boring. It's a D. Put her on the shelf with Seth Rollins. They can live happily ever after.
Yeah.
This whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, I understand they're probably not going to have She-Ra characters in here, but it's very lazy in the fact that Tila is one of 3 women in the Masters toy line, and this is a woman in the WWF. That's the only thing I can see, right? I mean, I don't think this character represents Tila in any way. She just comes with the goddess staff, the shield. I'm really indifferent on this one. I'm not too excited. I'm gonna give it a C.
So do they say the man, or do they go the man for the shield?
That's good.
I don't know. Like, if you're gonna call yourself the man and be in this line, like, you should be wearing He-Man stuff, right? Anyway, next person. Corey.
Yeah, a crossover. At least they attempted to mix the Tila in with it, but yeah, I'm not really a Becky Lynch fan, and doesn't really do a whole lot for me. I would say maybe C-.
Yeah, this is the only one that I've seen in Japan reasonably priced, and I passed on it. I just doesn't do anything for me whatsoever. So it's a D.
D, man. All right, moving on. Let's never look at that one again. Now, this is an almost perfect way to incorporate the kilt, right? Because it's not just a kilt; it's a He-Man inspired kilt. So it's like the He-Man inspired belt with the drapes that come down. I couldn't ask for anything more than that, right? We're looking at something that's well executed and gives us both what we want. We want the kilt, but we also want it to be He-Man-ish, Motu-ish, right?
Yeah.
So I like that they've done that. The boots, great, nailed it. We've finally got some furry boots, looking a little bit like Santa. Reasonably priced for a reason, yeah. All the pluses for Roddy. Piper versus Mr. T can happen. He's got the chest plate that I don't know. Corey, does it come with any other punch-in panels? Do you know? I mean, I'm sure it comes out, but does he have replacement ones? The axe, it's a He-Man axe. I guess this is the closest we've gotten to a good representation of a wrestler and He-Man, right? This is Hot Rod as He-Man, and I think it's, for me, A+.
Yeah, no, this is A+. Just because he has furry boots.
Welcome, Jimmy.
There's nothing I would change about this Piper figure.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
Corey, would you do me a favor and hold up that figure and turn it to the side? I'm really scared at what I'm going to see, because when I look at his kilt, it looks like he's got nothing on underneath.
Oh, he's got blue trunks. Okay.
Oh, for the photo here, it looks like there's nothing there, man.
Well, there should be nothing there under a kilt, right?
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's what I was afraid of. It looks like
He does have a
Piper.
replacement panel. Okay, thanks, Gazz.
It looks like Piper for sure. I do like the chest armor. The axe is a little weak. None of them have come with the power sword, I've noticed. Wonder why that is. But maybe someone of Piper's stature should have maybe came with the power sword as well. But this, I think, is the first appearance of the furry boots that we've been kind of complaining about. So that's great. I'm going to give him a B. Solid B.
Cool.
Yeah, I like this figure. I don't know. It's a nice mix. The Skeletor or kilt little piece there is a good idea. I love the white iconic Hot Rod T-shirt that they left that alone. So you know it's Roddy Piper. Weapons, I don't know, at least it matches his knee pads, but I guess it's Mo too, but the weapons, I wish they were a little more realistic colors, but yeah.
Did you get these at retail, Corey?
Pardon me?
Did you get these at retail? Asks Keep on Collecting. You're in Canada, right? So you got these at retail? Question mark?
Yeah, just at the last toy show I was at.
Oh, okay.
I think he was around 50 Canadian.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I don't know. B+. It's a tough one. Maybe A-. He's a really nice.
They've really animated his face.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've given him an expression. Like some of them that we've had so far don't really have an expression. And so great face sculpt, says Articulated Chad, and I agree. Yeah, it's very Roddy. It's a solid, just plain face could have worked as well, but you can tell he's giving a full-on promo at this moment. Phil?
Yeah, freedom. He's got a Braveheart look to him as well. Yeah, he's great. And the nice and white, like the problem with Roddy figures is generally his white top sort of yellows a lot, so he looks very fresh and minty. But yeah, I agree with Corey. They're quite lazy on the weapons for a lot of these figures. I think they could have done a lot more. That X looks a little bit bland, but overall the concept is great. The crossover is very good, so it's a B+, I think, for me.
All right. So, has everyone been up? Jay, did you gave him a grade yet or no?
Yep, he got a B.
That's right. Yeah. All right. So we're moving on.
Just 1 second. I'll be right back, but just 1 second.
Okay. So I think one of the best things about this character is the head sculpt as well. It really helps to elevate it. Because if you can't have the power sword and you're going to look as He-Man as you can, I guess the only other option is to give him the axe. So I'm okay with the axe. But we're moving on to another bit of macho madness.
Ooh. There's your Hordak chest right there.
Yeah. So I mean, is he better than the first one? Is he more Motu than the first one?
Yeah, he is.
As much as I like the first one for being like, as you know, a very good representation of 80s Macho Man, I've got to say that this one, still keeping the double knee pads, shin armor, still keeping the mace. Matt has got macho madness still, but there's something about this one that just elevates it from the original one that we got. So I'm giving this guy an A.
This guy gets an A+. Putting the NWO Horde thing.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the best move made in this whole line so far. I think the smartest crossover. I think that this is clearly the evil version of the Man-at-Arms we saw earlier. And so
Yep.
you're starting to get storyline being told here. I think
Yep.
the black and white pops. It's an iconic Savage look. It looks like the Horde. Fantastic. I would even I thought they could have done a variant with red because of the Wolfpack and the red.
Right.
That would have worked too. But this guy, A+, perfect figure.
I do like how you get the full-on Horde symbol instead of them trying to make it into a Macho Man / Horde
Yep.
symbol. It's just plain Masters. I like that. He's even got the Horde symbol on his armband there, which is great. And I like how they didn't change his character as well. He still has the Man-at-Arms armor and
Yep.
the Man-at-Arms club. It's Macho Man, and this is another classic. This is the NWO Macho Man, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which one I like better. I mean, this is just nostalgia here, right? I'm still probably the 80s kid, but this one is a solid A for sure. Both Macho Man figures are worth it.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. It's a nice figure. I think as much as I like the original better in the wrestling world, I think in the Mo2 world, I think this one translates a little bit better. They incorporated the Horde there, so that was nice. And I do like the black and white and everything too. And it's not like I didn't mind that version, the NWO version of Macho Man, so that's kind of nice. And like Jay said, they kept the Man-at-Arms, so I thought that's a cool detail. Yeah. I'm gonna go just a B with this one.
Cool. Phil?
Yeah, I think I prefer the earlier Macho Man, to be honest. I'm a golden era boy. He still looks great as the bad Macho Man. The madness colors look great. Yeah, I love the Horde X, so the symbol on his chest plate looks really, really cool. So yeah. A solid B+, but not quite as good as the first. I prefer the first one.
Well, it's nice to have options though, so you can have you can display some of them with your heroes and some of them with your villains. So it's good that we do have a Hordak version to go with our Hordak or our Horde. So I mean, let's not look at Becky Lynch again, but I mean, who are we going to go for best of the bunch? We've got Macho, Hot Rod, Puke, and Ricky. Tricky.
Macho Man, hands down to me.
Yep. Macho Man for you.
I got to go with Steamboat.
We're going to Steamboat.
Yep.
That's tough. I'm between Steamboat and Rowdy Piper. I'm going to have to go with Steamboat because he was one of my childhood favorites.
Yep, Steamboat. Phil?
A little biased.
Yeah, I gave 3 Bs. It's pretty tough, but I'm going to go with Steamboat as well. Love the dragon.
So I'm going to go for Roddy, but Steamboat wins the round. So, yeah, I think there's 3 winners and a stinker. So, and another vote for Roddy. Yeah. All right. So, bonus round before we get to the last, the very last of the lasts. Bonus round is we've got the Snake Mountain. What do they call this one? The Rattlesnake Mountain ring set, which is awesome. And is this our first look? Yes, it is. It's our first look at both.
E-Man.
Oh boy.
So for the ring, again, I'm going to give it an A because it's just a great representation of Snake Mountain. You've got the snake heads at the top there. Finally, something for them to stand on. The way to get up onto the ring is very on brand for Snake Mountain. So I'm going to give the ring an A. For what about everyone else for the ring?
Yeah, 100%. Exactly. You can put this ring beside Snake Mountain and you'd never know. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I'll give it a B just because I don't think it's as good as Grayskull, but that's just a preference in castles.
Sure.
I'm going to give it an A. I like the ring. It's, I don't know, the figures are better in this one, I think, so that's why I'm going to give it a high rating. It's the Hogan. I wasn't a fan of the figures from the first ring. Yeah, it's slightly different. The entrance has that ramp that kind of matches the bridge on Snake Mountain. The ropes are kind of like plastic, almost like a licorice. So they're kind of different than the original ring. Yeah, Yeah, the snake's a nice feature too, just like on the Snake Mountain too. So there's the nostalgia there. So yeah, definite A.
Yep, A for me as well. Looks awesome, and I think the figures with this ring look better as well. So I'd probably be going for this one if I was choosing between the two.
So we'll do the figures very quickly as a pair. I think Hogan as He-Man. I'm not sure what they're thinking with the helmet, but it's not too bad. He again doesn't come with a power sword, but it comes with that axe. If you were going to have Hogan in the line and you didn't make him He-Man, then I'm not sure who you would have made him. So He-Man for me, I'm going to give an A-. He looks okay, but again, I think if you took off everything, it's just Hulk Hogan. So it doesn't really. It's just the chest armor that's really selling it. So without it and without the helmet, it's just Hulk Hogan. Nothing else is selling it quite like the Piper one did. So I'll give it an A because it is Hulk Hogan as He-Man, which is what you would want. And then we've got the rattlesnake arms, I guess. I don't know what the arms were coming from originally as far as He-Man's concerned, but this is, and the eyes I think sell it, but at the same time, I'm going to give Stone Cold B+.
Yeah, I give both figures a C+ because they're just wrestling figures.
Right.
That's you could have done more with Hogan. I think I don't know. He's just a Hogan figure with a helmet on. That's all he is. And Stone Cold, I don't know. They're just wave one figures to me. So C for them both.
Yeah.
I would agree, Adam. The Hogan figure deserves better. I think the bulky armored chest is not a good look for him, even though that does mimic his shirt that he rips off. I think he should have had the He-Man vest.
Right.
100%. Would have slimmed him down a bit, and that goofy hat. This is one I'm kind of contradicting what I said earlier, where this is one I would almost want to see more Hulk Hogan and less of the He-Man stuff. I would want the He-Man vest, take the hat off. And again, there's some with the power sword why we're not getting that, but that's fine. I would also like the He-Man bracers on Hogan here. That would be nice as well. And Stone Cold is terrible. He's a great wrestler, but again, this is just lazy. This is 100% Stone Cold with just the terror claws added on again. So Austin, I would give D. Hogan, I would give a C.
Sweet. Corey?
I'm probably a little biased. I've wanted a articulated Hulk Hogan probably my whole life, so, but I really want one. I'm kind of with Jay. I wish it was a little more like the Ultimate Warrior, like he's a standalone figure to me. I know that's not what this judging system's kind of about, but like the Rowdy Piper, the white shirt, like if he had a red shirt with the Hulkamania on it, maybe with the armor, kind of like the Rowdy Piper, would be more up my alley personally. But yeah, I would give this one maybe an A- because I know they could have did better with Hogan, but like I said, I'm going to be a little biased because I've always wanted one like this. And I'm going to go with the C with him because, for one, I'm not really a Steve Austin fan, and it just looks like a wrestling figure. And to me, he's not iconic enough to stand alone. I would have mixed him with someone else. Yeah. That's it.
Phil?
Yeah, for Hogan, yeah, I'm really happy to finally see him, but it's strange that he's incorporated with the ring. I think, standalone would have been much better. And I agree, he should have He-Man's vest. I'm not really going for that plate shield look so much. And he's got a really weird look on his face, like he's, I don't know, needing to.
He's surprised to be there.
Yeah, so a B for Hogan, and then Austin. I actually quite like his snaky arms there. It goes with the ring theme.
Yeah.
So I'll give Austin. Yeah, I'm not a huge Austin fan either. I'll give him a solid C.
There you go.
Zazen, my friend. Before we get into the next wave, I have a meeting. I didn't know we were going to go this long, so
all right.
I'll be stepping out. But this has been a blast. Right. It's nice seeing you all, you guys. And
good to meet you, man.
Be doing
good
some
to see you.
Future.
Good seeing
Everyone
you
go
again.
and subscribe to Adam. Thanks for being here, Adam. On love your channel, buddy. So
Anytime. We'll talk soon.
all right, see you, mate. Thank you.
Yeah. See you later.
Alrighty, so we'll move on to. Oh yeah, I just want to show off the back there. So it's a great design, but
They're nice and detailed, those snakes on his arms.
Yeah,
You look cool.
All right, so we'll move on to the next wave.
Oh, there's your gun. There you go.
Yeah. So now we've got some firearms here. So we'll move through this wave pretty quickly, but Kane just looks like Kane with a robotic attachment. So I'm gonna give. He doesn't look bad though. So given my rankings so far, I'm gonna have to go at least a C plus. It's an interesting Kane take with the whose arms that Roboto. So it's not Roboto enough, but yeah, I'll give it a C, maybe a C minus. Jay?
Yeah, it's like they started to do the Roboto with you could see on the top of his thighs and the arms, the sculpting, and the pistol, or sorry, the double machine gun is of course Roboto as well. Yeah, it doesn't work. It's lazy. I like Kane. I think Kane's a wicked wrestler. He's got a great look. But it's not Masters enough for me. I mean, they didn't even bother to paint the wires on his
right.
arm, make him look robotic, right? So this is a C for me.
I like the figure. I just wish maybe they could have maybe bulked him up with more like weapons and accessories on top of this figure, like a nice black chest plate or something. Or I know it wouldn't go with Roboto, but I don't know. It just kind of looks like just Kane, and you can just sort of see the different sculpting on the arms. It looks like Roboto, but
A mosquito would look cool for Kane, but anyway.
yeah,
Phil?
Yeah, colors look awesome, of course. And I didn't realize it was a Roboto until you'd mentioned it, Zazel. So yeah, quite hard to pick out. And in that case, he should have some interchangeable, weapons to put in his arm. Would just add to the Roboto-ness of him. So yeah, solid, a C.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't fit with Motu very well. Stephanie, and it's basically just Triple H rehashed in the Stephanie. So it's not really much for here. It doesn't work. It doesn't translate quite as well for me. Obviously, it's also the Evil Lynn as well, but I'm going to give this one a C minus.
I like this one. Again, I love Stephanie and Triple H, but besides that, she looks more Masters than the other female figure. I'm guessing there's not too many in the line, which is a shame, really. This one looks great. I think this one has Masters. She has Evelyn's scepter, and I really can't tell what is wrestling suit and what is Masters here. So they've done a really good job blending the two. I love the cuffs on the bicep as well. I'm gonna give this one a B.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for the female characters, this is one of the better ones. To me, it just kind of looks like Evil Lynn. That's what the first thing I think when I look at it. It fits with the Motu. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I would give this one maybe a B minus.
Yeah, I think this is the best female character so far. It's a B. I also think Sensational Sherry would be a great Evil Lynn.
Yeah. True.
She had her makeup and her demeanor and stuff. I think she would be a perfect match as an Evil Lynn. But yeah, this looks good. A B.
All right, moving on to. We're back to the Ultimate Warrior. Do we think this is a better He-Man representation? Sorry, I didn't grab one without the mask on. Sorry about that. The face looks okay on the Stephanie figure. Sorry about that. I'd give this guy a. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Stephanie's face.
So this one doesn't quite have that same 80s flair as the first one did. So this one probably fits in better as a Motu figure than the last one did. So only because it now does look, it's trying. So it doesn't look bad. I think the vest, not the vest, the harness is a good inclusion. The cape, it also sort of helps to give it that barbarian look. So I'm going to give it an A.
I'm right there with you. This is the only figure I have in the line. As soon as I saw it, I had to have it. He pretty much reminds me of Schwarzenegger's Conan right off the bat. The first thing that I see. I love the boots, the big heavy cape that he has. Some kind of animal hide works.
Yeah.
The He-Man chest plate works. The necklace is kind of cool, but again, he doesn't have any weapons. This guy is screaming for that axe that we've seen on almost every figure. This one needs that axe. I'm going to give him a
Well, this one's got double fist hands, so that wouldn't be able to hold anything anyway.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though. They should have opened it up a bit. Yeah, he's a solid B. I like him better than the other Warrior figure.
Yeah. Corey?
I love this figure. Personally, I'm a Warrior fan. I like how he mixes into the He-Man look. He looks almost more savage, like a savage He-Man or whatever. The harness looks great with him. It's a nice addition. The cape works with him. Like, I don't know. I think it's even better. Like, there's not as much nostalgia as the first one, but this one is definite better for this line. One of my favorites.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is the better Warrior figure. Looks much more Motu than the first one for me. Is it maybe trying to be the Flying Fists He-Man version, or maybe one of the later versions of He-Man?
This is almost reminds me of, or not reminds me of, this almost makes me think of that they're trying to almost make their own Masters character, which I'm also down for, because I can't see any other He-Man figure in this one.
Yeah. He fits in well as his own character. 100%.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I'll give him an A.
A, yep. Is there anyone left? Have we missed? Oh, we've got one more character to go on this wave. And it is Goldberg. Is that Goldberg? It is Goldberg.
Yeah.
And that is obviously inspired by Ram Man. So at least they've given him a helmet and they've given him the armor. But I would not hunt this guy down. It's at least a representation of a character we haven't seen before in Ram Man. So I mean, I'll give it a C for that. But other than that, I'm not really that. Even then, maybe C minus, because the rest of the figure, if you take the armor off, is not really Motu. Yeah, C minus for this attempt at a Ram Man.
I'm trying to see why they gave him Ram Man. I guess his finisher is the spear, right? So it's kind of like Ram Man. He kind of does the same thing. I don't think the armor works on this figure. The axe is kind of silly too. I mean, I know it's Ram Man's axe.
Yeah,
this literally looks like, okay, well, we made the Ram Man armor. We've got to put it on someone. Oh, Goldberg's left, I guess. Looks like they just lazily stuck it on him. And then he has the wrist cuffs too. But the rest of, like, you could tell this is, how do I put this? This is like two figures mashed together without being two figures mashed together. It just doesn't work. I don't like the figure at all. It's a D for me.
Probably a C for me. I'm not a Goldberg fan, just a plain figure, but I really do like the Ram Man removable armor that you can take and maybe customize, make your own Ram Man from Motu Origins or something like that.
Yeah,
that would be more articulated or something. But yeah, as for the mix, it doesn't really. There's no reason to maybe put Ram Man with Goldberg. But yeah, C for me.
Yeah, this one doesn't really stream by me. I like the wristbands. I like Ram Man. He's one of my favorite. I think he's quite an underrated Motu figure. He's really cool. But yeah, the chest plate, it looks a bit, I don't know, it looks a bit cheap. The quality, I don't know. It doesn't look great. So I'm going to give him a C.
Alrighty. So I think that brings us to the end of this wave. Would we be in agreement that this is the best of the wave?
Yep, for me, Warrior.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Warrior too. Ram Man rules. Yeah, he's pretty cool. If I think he's cool, then he's not cool. Alrighty, so probably my favorite wave. We've got Bret the Hitman Hart with the Triclops glasses, so you can take the glasses off and spin it around. You've got 3 different looks. I think I only grabbed this one look of him though. Everyone agrees that Warrior wins. This is a solid A for me for Hitman, as far as him looking like the Hitman, but other than the gimmick and the sword, like at least I think this is the first time we're getting a sword, right?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
But again, I think it's too Hitman and not enough Mo2, so I'm going to give this guy a B+.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Again, it's from the waist up, it's Mo2, and from the waist down, it's Hitman. Yeah, they seem to like blow the budget all on one half of the figure. I do like, almost for the first time, we're getting the gimmick of the Mo2 figure where it's kind of messing up the wrestling figure. So in this case, obviously the visor, I like how they're doing that instead of just having Brett's face. They could have just given it Brett's face with the glasses and the vest and the sword, but they didn't. They actually put the mechanic in. I love this figure. I think it works. A for me.
I like this figure too. I'm somewhere maybe B+, A-, somewhere in there, because it captures like the essence of the original, like of Brett the Hitman, and what I'm a fan of. I like the Triclops. It works because he had all the he had the mirror shades, he had the pink shades, I think, and the black shades, and it works. The Triclops, the armor, you don't really notice it. It kind of blends into the whole Brett the Hitman look. So for me, they did a good job. So I would stick with that A-, B+ area.
I love it. This is I'm going to have to put it out there. This is my favorite figure in the entire line. So Triclops, I can see instantly, and I've got a bit of nostalgia with Triclops being my first ever action figure that I ever got as a kid. So that plus it being Bret Hart, an absolute icon of the 80s. So yeah, you've got your golden era Mo2 and WWF meshed, I think, perfectly here. I can see as much of Triclops with this figure as with Bret Hart. So it's an A++++.
So one more plus than this.
Yep, a couple more.
Okay. This is got to be perfect, right? Andre the Giant is a giant. He doesn't come with an accessory. A club maybe would have been nice, but he's got. Look, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that this is a solid A for Andre. He's wearing his rank on his chest. That's a solid A.
I believe this is modeled after Titus from Masters of the Universe, which would make sense because Titus was huge. Perfect match for Andre. I like this, and Andre the Giant needs no weapons 100%. This is one figure I say that doesn't need any kind of weapons. I agree with you, Sarge. He's perfect, man. He's an A for sure.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you guys. It's a perfect match with Titus for the Giant to be a Giant, and so it's a good crossover, and it's awesome to have Andre the Giant in the Masters line. So
yeah,
definitely love this figure. Yeah, A, it works all around.
Oh, Phil's froze.
Phil, are you still there, Phil?
Come back to us, man.
Phil. Anyway, so we'll come back to Phil on his Andre. I'm going to presume that he's going to give it an A. Fully tooled figure. Yeah. Well, look, I'll tell you, he is so big that when he's in package, the boots aren't even attached.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. So he's so big that they had to keep the boots unattached at the bottom of it. Have you got one there, Corey?
Yeah, I'll try to. I don't know if you can get a height comparison or not. Got my hands at the bottom.
Oh, cool.
Maybe an inch and a half taller.
Yeah, yeah.
As he should be. That's great. That's really cool. They did that.
I'd like to see a club. It looks like he's at the club. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, moving on to JYD, Junkyard Dog.
And he has the Road Ripper accessory that wasn't part of like the actual vehicle. It was what you used to make it go forward. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, is it that, or is it Clamp Champs Clamp?
Yeah, I could see both. Yeah.
So he's wearing spike or armor, which is sort of got the, if you look at the way it's painted, sort of like got a dog collar situation thing happening. But you take off that armor and you take away the accessory, and you basically got a JYD figure. It looks great. I think so far this wave has been killer. I'm going to give this guy a B. The accessory is a bit weird, but I get it. And the spikes are cool. I would have probably preferred the spikes on maybe a 2-pack for the Legion of Doom, Road Warriors or something. But yeah, maybe a B+. Yeah. All right, moving on.
Yeah, this works good. The face sculpt kind of looks like a prototype here. It doesn't.
Oh yeah, well, it looks better in person.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's the finished one. That aside, I would have liked to have seen a real chain, although that kind of doesn't really work with Masters. I get it. But to have it kind of, I mean, it looks like this one can move, so that's all right. The Spikor vest, I'm fine with. Although his top half looks way bigger than his bottom half. I know that's kind of the style of the Origin style figures, but
yeah,
I'd say this is solid. Junkyard Dog was never one of my favorites. I would like to have seen a George the Animal Steel. I don't know if we can maybe still get him or not, but that would be kind of cool. I give this one I don't know, a B. This wave, I agree. This wave is pretty solid.
This is not bad. I like this guy. I'd probably be about the same. B maybe. I was a fan of Junkyard Dog. I don't know. They could have maybe did better with him, but it looks like if you took the gear off, he would just be the figure. But I don't know. Right. I can't pick any other accessories, that would be any better. So I don't know. I think I'll just go with the B.
I think they put a lot of their budget into. Okay, it was from Classic, so it's oversized. Yeah, well, I can see that it is a bit oversized there. So good call out. Phil's back. So what do you think, Phil? What are we giving JYD? First of all, what are you giving Andre?
Sorry guys. Andre's an A for sure.
Yeah.
And the JYD also, I'm going to give an A. He looks great. I think this is the best wave overall.
Yeah. There's
all fantastic.
Probably if anything's letting this wave down, it's the last figure in this wave. It's just a god awful figure. This next one, just ridiculous. Just a ridiculous figure.
Who would like this? Who would in his mind would like this character?
No, this is so. First of all, I want to point out that as Adam mentioned at nearly the beginning. Man at Arms was my favorite character. My grandfather gave me Man at Arms as a gift when I was a kid, and so I have a big attachment to Man at Arms. Sarge was and still is my hero, but he was my childhood hero, and so straight trash. So having my childhood hero and my favorite Motu together is just a win-win. And I can see that while Man at Arms, has his duties as the, the soldier, leading the soldiers as far as the guards are concerned, I can see Sarge wearing this armor, having that battle mace, just leading troops into battle. What's wrong with it? It's great. I was kidding, Jake. It's literally my favorite figure, buddy. There's nothing wrong with it. It's A plus 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 plus. It is the best. And the glasses come off, and the campaign cover comes off. And in this instance, whilst I have made complaints that sometimes it just looks like a wrestling figure when you remove the stuff, other than the braces on the arms, if you do remove all the stuff, it does just become a Sarge wrestling figure. Morning, maggots. Yeah, you came at the right time. Me too, mate. Just now. And and it's it's just the best. And in fact, I'll tell you this right now. Second best to already get out of here. This was the first figure I got in the Masters of the WWE universe. I wasn't collecting it until this figure came out, and then I had to go back and start picking up all the rest coming up to this wave. And Phil's in twice.
Sorry.
We got 2 Phils. We'll get rid of one. This is weird. And we got Phil and Phil.
Here we
All
go.
right.
Yeah, this is really interesting that we've got Man-at-Arms used again with a second character. I think that's really cool. I actually like it better on Sarge than I do on Macho Man. I think, like you said, this is the leader. This is your front line guy. He's going to be on the ground with the troops leading the charge. And I think Man-at-Arms is that character. So the fact that Sarge gets Man-at-Arms armor is more perfect than Macho Man. Yeah, this whole wave is nothing but grand slams. There's nothing wrong with this figure here. You have the perfect mix of masters. You even have Sarge's star, which is a nice little attention to detail. And even Sarge's hat. I mean, he's got to have his hat, right? But yeah, I think this is a win-win. This is really a 2-in-1 where, like you said, I can see you stripping off the Man-at-Arms armor, having a really great wrestling figure, and then you put the armor on and you have a great masters figure. So A for sure.
It works.
Yeah, I love this figure too. Man-at-Arms was one of my favorites growing up too, Zazel, but it was because I didn't get him. All my friends had him, and I could never find him.
Right.
So you want him your whole life or whatever. But yeah, and I don't know, the green, it matches nice, with the Man-at-Arms. I love the removable glasses and accessories like that.
Right.
When you take off the Man-at-Arms, I like how they painted the chest too, like to look like the wrestler sergeant.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that's great. Nice. I don't know about those 3 little. It's like they made it look like Motu with the little paint belt there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's perfect figure to me. I'm giving an A+. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
You're gonna hate me for saying this.
Anyway, moving on. So,
wait. This is fantastic. This is not just a good figure in the line. This is like, if you compare him with other Sarge figures as well, it's a standout. I love the fact that he's only got the one.
Oh no, dead.
He's in awe. He's in absolute awe of the Sarge.
Hello.
And hello. I can hear you if you want to keep. Blink if you can hear me. Well, until Phil pops back up, I'll just close on this figure by saying that I believe that this character could fit in well, and that's the beauty of the Sarge, is that he translates well into a lot of other brands. You've got we're going to double up on Phil again. Neither of them work. All right, we'll remove this Phil, bring this Phil in. You were saying, Phil?
Apologies.
You're in Japan, right? With the best technology in the world.
Japanese technology is the worst. Yeah, this is the best Man-at-Arms. I think it's much better than the Macho Man one even. Yeah, it just fits perfectly with Sarge. Love it. It's an A for me.
Yeah. Phil must be with Space Commander. Maybe they're the same person. They might be the same person. Put a hat on, like Phil. Maybe you're...
It does feel like space here sometimes.
So we've got just one more bonus round after this one, but the line should have ended here. It did have one more line with 3 figures. Geez. One more line with 3 figures to go. But who do we pick for the bet? I mean, I can't not pick Sarge, so we'll eliminate Sarge because I think he's already the best. So take me out of this, guys, and pick who you think is the best of the bunch.
Oh wow, I'm. This might be the hardest wave, and I gotta say, hats off to Mattel, because given that the He-Man property is for us '80s kids, they really did a great job of giving wrestlers of all the generations figures, which is great. It's something for the new fans and then all the old legacy wrestlers too. So my hat's off to Mattel for that.
For sure.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to give it to if I had to pick one of those figures to have in my hand right now, I would pick Bret Hart. There you go.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
the first
Bret.
thing that came to my head. Yeah.
Corey.
I'm gonna have to go with Sarge. I like the Andre the Giant one too, but Sergeant Slaughter's better. Man at Arms, having that mace there, just like his baton, and it's just perfect all around. Yeah.
Phil.
So,
And yeah, for me, Bret Hart wins this wave. But
Oh, we got a
Yeah,
tie,
this-
boys. We got
this
a
wave
tie.
is by far the best wave in the line, easily.
This is our first.
4 great figures in the wave. 4 A's.
Our first 4 A's. Yeah, yeah. This is our first perfect wave. If I wasn't going to, this is the first wave I collected all of them from. I think if I wasn't going to pick Sarge, I would have gone Andre just for the pure novelty of it. It's a fully sculpted from the ground up figure, and so I can only give it props for that. But Sarge for the win for me. All right, so we've got one bonus round left, and then we're done. And it's basically the final wave, which was 3 figures, which consisted of this trapjaw version of Stone Cold, this version of Stratos for Rey Mysterio, and China's version of She-Ra.
Wow, cool.
So it's not exactly a home run as far as the last final wave is concerned, but I will say that I think that they've done Trapjaw more justice here, and they've given Stone Cold way more of a Motu gimmick, which puts him over the edge of the other one. I can just let this one go. It's not really. It's a nothing for me. So I'm gonna go a B+ for Trapjaw. I'm gonna go C. Like, it's not bad. It's Stratos at least, and they've put that gray in there, which makes it better than the original one in my opinion, which is way more Motuified now with the feathers and stuff. But still, I can do without it. And China She-Ra, I mean, no deal.
No, it doesn't look like She-Ra at all.
I think she would have done better as Evil Lynn and then put Stephanie as She-Ra. But
Agreed.
I think the comb accessory is pretty funny. No kid-friendly figures for people's... True. All she needed to do was come with the 1-2... What's it? X-Pack. China rocks this. Stratos is bad. Look, I think Stratos is an improvement. Would we agree on that at least? Oh, Phil's on twice again. How many Phils do we need?
You see, I would say, just for me, I like the original Stratos Rey Mysterio better.
Yep.
But the black eyes are more like this looks more like the Stratos Masters figure, but I prefer the first figure.
Okay, fair enough. So if we're going to rank...
I was just going to say I wanted to comment on Trapjaw and She-Ra specifically, because although I appreciate what they're trying to do here, they look like 3D printed parts that aren't sanded or painted. That's what this looks like to me. It looks like it's literally just slapped on, and same with the She-Ra accessories on China. I do appreciate the effort, but they could have colored them. Like, why isn't Trapjaw stuff black here, considering that's all Austin wears?
Right. Yeah.
Just
No, I agree. And then China.
Yeah, China. So I'm going to give. Trapjaw's going to get a C. Stratos is going to get a C, and China is going to get a D.
Okay. Corey?
I like this wave, not as much as the last wave, I guess, but I mean, our Walmart, we still got like Goldberg and stuff on the shelf, like the ones that never sold. So they did get smarter with some of these.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. But this one, I don't know. The accessories for me is one of those ones where you could slap it on any character and kind of make it look like Trapjaw, but it doesn't look bad to me. But I'm not really a Steve Austin fan, but for that reason that I don't mind the accessories, I would probably give it a B. Stratos I like Stratos Rey Mysterio. I'd probably give that one a B+, because I don't know. It looks more like Stratos. I like them both about the same, the original and this one.
Yep.
This one's more Motu oriented, but I don't know. I like the mask and the luchador concept too more than Rey Mysterio. So maybe I'm not a good person to judge, but yeah, that's a good one. As for her, I don't know. I do like the color purple, but that's about it with this figure. I'm not a big She-Ra fan.
I hear she makes a good She-Hulk.
Yeah. Could paint her green, yeah. I'd give that
why
one.
she came with the comb too is really strange. Why she didn't get a sword? Like, I mean, it's almost like they're trying to be tongue in cheek here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And
Yes.
Phil?
Yeah, a bit of a weak way to end after the previous wave. I think my favorite out of the three is the Stratos. I think he looks awesome. I like him more than the first version of him. Stone Cold, yeah, I love Trapjaw, but yeah, I don't know. There's just something there that isn't quite sitting right with me. So I'll give him a B, I think. I'll give this guy here B plus. I really do like the look of him. And yeah, I'm not a big She-Ra guy. So with the comb, oh dear, what a way to finish. A D.
Yeah. Look, I'm with Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. It's fully tooled China head. Like some of the body must be reused, right? Like the legs, at least. The chest, must be She-Ra, because they brought out a She-Ra figure in the Motu line. But I don't think she looks bad. I think it looks like China. I'm just not sure China should have been She-Ra. I think China would have been.
She would have been a good Catra for sure.
Oh yes, for sure. Yeah.
The gem in the center, that's She-Ra, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't hate that. I don't hate the look. I just don't think that she should have been She-Ra. But I think the best. I think if anything, if I was going to grab, I've actually got this one and I've got this one. But if I had to choose out of any of the three, I would pick this guy as the winner. But for the wave. But it's like, is there even a winner? I think we just got three duds for a final wave.
Yeah, I would take Stratos out of the three. But
yeah.
Me too.
I'm going to go the same with the Rey Mysterio Stratos.
Hey, it's the Break Room podcast. Trish could be She-Ra. Yeah, I see it. It would have been a better fit than China. China just never came across as a very She-Ra type personality. Anyways, like it's too cookie cutter. It's too clean. Even if you make it purple and darken it up, it's still no. I don't see it. I like Rey now best. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about this I like. So that's all of them. Everyone right down to the last wave. I think as a whole, I think we can agree that this was the best wave near the end and probably should have finished strong here.
yeah, I agree.
My favorite figure being the Sarge, of course.
So they're not bringing out any more Zazel? This is it?
This is it. So they've moved on to, I think it's called Superstars, WWE Superstars, which now has, that I know that Mankind is in there, HBK is in there. Yeah, thanks for hanging in there, buddy. HBK, The Undertaker with his hat and his coat, Hulk Hogan from the NWO is in there, as well as Diesel. He's not really called Diesel there, is he? How many waves in total? I think it was 8. Did I count 8? 8 waves, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who else are we getting? We're getting a new Hogan, Hollywood Hogan.
Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior.
They're just wrestling figures now, correct? They don't have the He-Man license anymore. So they're just like flat out wrestling figures now.
Yeah, sort of like the same sculpt, but I guess you could say that it's a Remco inspired wave now, even though they're using the Motu body. But Remco was inspired by Motu back in the day, right? Superstars is a great line. Lots of soft goods. If we had them in Australia, I'd get them, but we don't get anything in Australia other than deadly animals and sunburn and cold beer, thankfully.
Hangovers.
No, we won't. Hole and Nash, yes.
I just picked
Yeah,
up
Honky
a
Tonk Man.
breakable guitar.
I guess, all good things must come to an end. And it's I would say it's kind of cool that it has ended, because if you want to collect them all, now you can. It's not
Yep.
like something like Marvel Legends or the Black Series where they have you for the rest of your life. Like, it just never ends, right? And I think there's a great selection of legacy wrestlers and new generation. It's a really
Right.
cool set.
Yeah, I mean, if some of these are a bit more trickier to pick up, but you've got an end goal in sight if you were to want to collect this entire wave. But it only took us 3 hours to get through all of them. So I appreciate everyone for being here. Adam had to cut out early. Phil came on several times,
Sorry.
sometimes all at once. So he more than makes up for it. But everybody that did. Why do we miss out on so many toys? I don't know. I guess I don't see the market for it here. Ric Flair with the red robe is classic. Yep, he looks great. I'd pick up all of these superstars if they were here. I'd take every single wave so far. They look amazing. Luchasaurus Motu style figure. Yeah. I'm just learning about this character today. But yeah, I would pick them up if they were readily available. But everything's like a Walmart exclusive. I don't have a Walmart that I can walk to. Australia was still known to the US in the 80s. Now we are myth and legend, like Crocodile Dundee. Like and subscribe. Yes, please. So if you can, do leave a like and do subscribe if you haven't already. Everybody here, including Adam from Go Figure, who's unfortunately dropped out, all their links are also in the description. Please go down there and subscribe to them. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. There is value in everybody here. Their channels are amazing. I was blessed that everybody decided to come onto the show and hang out with little old me. If you like stop motion, head over and check out Corey. If you want to see what wacky adventures Phil has in China, definitely go and he uses emojis to the best of his ability. Japan, what did I say? China. I'm sorry, China. I'm going to do a John Cena and apologize. Sorry, China. Yeah, in Japan, he's in Japan. Sorry, Phil. And the ranking. If you can't go past Jay for as far as ranking and reviews are concerned.
Yeah, love his shows.
Oh, I appreciate that, guys. It's been an honor to finally meet you guys and to be on with you, Sarge, man. Thanks for having me, man. I really do appreciate it.
Honor to meet you, actually, too, Jay. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, it's awesome to meet you guys. You're not just text on a screen now. It's great.
Right. I'm trying to get everyone together, like assembling the Avengers. But if you can hang out with a bunch of friends like this, what a great way to spend the day. And like I always say, time is precious, so I appreciate you spending some of your time with me. And thanks everyone. I appreciate it.
It was awesome.
One day. I'll see you on the next one, I guess, when I've got another 3 hours spare. You're dismissed.
See you guys. See you, Phil, Zazel, Jake.
See you later, guys.
Cheers.
See you, buddy. Catch ya.